Utah. College football on CBS Sports Network presented by Geico. Our Mountain West Conference matchup, the Rams of Colorado State against the Utah State Aggies. With Jenny Dell on the sideline, Aaron Taylor, I'm Carter Blackburn. Well, the records will show you the Aggies 1-0. That was the big conference win at San Diego State. Colorado State trying to get it figured out right now. But, AT, this becomes a big game if you're Utah State and you want to contend for a first Mountain West Conference title. They're
3-1. They've started off incredibly. They have one of the nation's most prolific offenses. They've got a quarterback that's going to be a first-round draft pick. They are built to win a title this year. For them to do that, though, they've got to win tonight and continue to play well as the year goes on. I expect them to be at their best.
Well, the quarterback you mentioned, who is a likely first-round pick, that is Jordan Love, and he is a perfect fit at Utah State.
He is everything that you want in a quarterback. Prototypical size, silky smooth delivery, great arm strength. As you can see, can throw across his body. We've heard of Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert. Make no mistake about it, you will hear Jordan Love's name in next year's draft.
Well, the Rams fans are happy that we're going to say Marvin Kinsey Jr. tonight because he was a question mark, running back and the nation's leader in all-purpose yards, dealing with a separated shoulder from 2 weeks ago versus Arkansas. But Marvin Kinsey Jr. is a go tonight for Colorado State. That is a big boost for the Rams' chances and a big boost for Mike Bobo, who told us yesterday, despite the 1-3 start, he believes in this football team. He likes the energy that he has seen with the Rams. They played Utah State all the way down to the wire last year. They would hope to do so again tonight. For more on the weather conditions, we check in with a well-bundled up Jenny Dell.
Well, thank you, Carter. We're expecting some pretty steady rain here tonight, and two different perspectives from the coaches. Coach Bobo said, bring on the rain, bring on the cold. He said, our guys huddle, so they'll have a good 10-15 seconds where they can huddle together and get nice and warm. But in all seriousness, he thinks this can really help out this Rams team, slow down the game, and even out the playing field with Utah State. Now, speaking of the Aggies, Coach Anderson, a different take on it. He's never dealt with a delay due to storms. He said the team worked hard to utilize wet ball drills over the last few days. They tested out different gloves, different types of tack for their hands. But guys, both these teams have several contingencies in place in preparation for this weather.
Well, Jenny, thankfully, it appears the lightning has cleared out of the Cache Valley for now, although we are keeping an eye on the skies. About a half-hour delay because of the lightning strikes, but we are thankfully ready for football. And thankfully, the weather is cooperating here. Merlin Olsen Field, Maverick Stadium for the Rams and the Aggies. Anthony Hawkins back to return it, and Hawkins will let it trickle into the end zone. That'll be a touchback to the Rams. We'll get it at the 25. Let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Beginning with the Rams, Patrick O'Brien, the junior from San Juan Capistrano, California, began his collegiate career at Nebraska. Rams recruited him, so he transfers to Colorado State. 2 games ago when Colin Hill went down, O'Brien stepped up. Colin Hill with that third left knee ACL tear surgery yesterday. They said it went well. O'Brien numbers have been very good since he took over midway through the Arkansas game. O'Brien, that is complete on the first pass of the game, and it is Craig Myers' gain of nothing as the Aggies rally to the football. Let's take a look at the offensive starters.
Well, speaking of Nate Craig Myers, with the injury to Warren Jackson, expect the Auburn transfer, who can really stretch the field, go up, get some yak yardage, had a great right before halftime Hail Mary where he high-pointed the ball perfectly. Coaches told us they expect number 4 to pick up the slack that Jackson is going to be missed with him being out tonight's game.
Jackson out with the shoulder injury, the big play threat. O'Brien complete on the outside. Wrestled down. That is Dante Wright, the true freshman. David Woodward makes the stop. Let's look at the Aggie D.
Tipa Nalei, another transfer from TCU, has tremendous ability on the outside edge. He's athletic. He's got some savvy. He's a tremendous pass rusher. Flashed a little bit last week. This sort of situation we're seeing here in third medium is an exact type that he likes to shine. Coaches want to see more from him, and he can give it to him.
Ready to make plays for the Aggies. 3rd and 4. O'Brien on the roll. Nowhere to go downfield, and O'Brien is bumped out of bounds. Well short. Devin Anderson shoves out Patrick O'Brien as the Aggies had everything covered downfield.
Pretty conservative start that time for Colorado State. Couple bubble screens trying to get Patrick O'Brien into a rhythm. Then they move his release point. O'Brien is a big physical body, but credit that back end of Utah State, simply nowhere to go with the football. And Rams punting after their first drive.
Colorado State had scored a touchdown on every opening drive this season versus the Aggies. It's 3 and out. Nathan backs up, has it inside the 30-yard line, and spins back to near the 25. And that is where the Aggie offense will take over. Our Chick-fil-A starting lineups on this side of the football begin with Jordan Love, the junior from Bakersfield's Liberty High School, led the Lions to their first ever Central Section Division I championship. All of the numbers are good, especially at home. 11 NFL scouts here tonight. But before Sunday calls, the uncommonly mature leader of the Utah State Aggies.
So fun to watch him play. Scouts are drooling. Scouting's all about projection, not what a guy can do now, but what they feel he can do. And Love's got all the traits needed to be successful on the next level.
And the Aggies will go at a breakneck pace. Light speed, offensive coordinator Mike Sanford anticipates tonight. Bright in the backfield. Love fakes it. Love on the edge. Fakes the toss, and Love goes rolling for 8 yards. Another piece of the package.
We'll take a look at the Utah State Aggies offense. Those guys right there need to show up and show out. The offensive line should be featured tonight. They want to get that ground game going.
Love in the pocket, second and short, out of the pocket. He will be short. That's going to be third and very short. Devin Phillips gets the stop, no gain, 3rd and 2 coming.
Tempo is so hard when you're going against an offense that snaps the ball so quickly. You got to get set up.
Love 3rd and 2. Bright left side has just enough to move the chains. First down Utah State, and like so many hurry up offenses, if you get that first down, that is when it goes pedal to the metal.
We were talking to offensive coordinator Mike Sanford yesterday, and he said, hey, we get that first down, we're going to score 75% of the time. Let's see if that holds up here as this drive continues.
Lost it. Loose football, Rams scoop it up. Ajay has it, and Ajay with blockers ahead takes it back to the 35-yard line. It is just the 3rd takeaway of the year by the Colorado State defense. Manny Jones knocks it free, and Ajay scoops it up.
Manny Jones, one of the leaders on that defense. Defensive lineman, that ball comes out. Take a look at the rain. Ball security of the utmost importance, already letting its wrath be felt. Mother Nature runs a tight household, and if you're not at your best, she will punish you miserably if you do not take care of business. That's a great start for this Rams defense that needed some confidence, but great field position for Colorado State that needed exactly that to keep them in this game against an offense that's that explosive.
Just the 2nd lost fumble of the year for the Aggies. Ajay runs it back 20 yards. O'Brien from the Aggies 35. There's Kinsey on the left side. Kinsey, a physical, tough runner, gets 5 yards, 4 yards maybe on the forward progress, but the senior from Atlanta who is starting to really come into his own as a senior.
It was so fun watching him play. He's a smooth runner, but he's got that extra gear where he can take it to the house. You get him to the 2nd level, you better have your shoulders square and keep your head up, because he can make you miss with the best of them. Over 250 yards a week ago. He is going to be their ground and pound featured back tonight that hopes to lead the Rams to victory.
With a separated shoulder putting up those numbers, toughed it out. Flag down. Looks like, we'll see. Looks like a false start, although we'll discuss. David Alvarez, our referee tonight.
Penalties a real problem for this Rams offensive team a week ago.
Delay game. Defense calling out signals which cause the offense to move. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Rarely called, but it's called against the Aggies here.
Great job by the officiating crew. I was just mentioning the problems that these guys have, but take a look at the linebackers on the right-hand side of the screen. They're stemming trying to get the offensive lineman to jump. It's a rule, to your point, Carter, that rarely gets called, but it benefits the Rams here.
Early breaks to Colorado State. Off the fumble recovery, good field position. Kinsey left side. He is wrestled down. Tae gets the tackle for loss. Justice Tae all over Marvin Kinsey.
He's unblocked off that backside edge. They have to do something to make sure that he's accounted for. Tae had a sack a week ago. He's been one of the most consistent defensive linemen for this Aggie team. Brings up a 3rd and short. This is where the Rams have to shine, and the Aggies need to bow their neck.
True freshman Jalen Thomas in the backfield behind Adam Prentice. In the eye. Play clock winding down. O'Brien gets it snapped. Hands off. Thomas on the right side. He is short. Flying in Troy Leffridge, the junior safety. 4th down. Ram offense is staying on the field for now. So 4th and very short. Rather than Kinsey out there with the offense, it's the true freshman Jalen Thomas. And clearly Mike Bobo at 1 and 3 wants to send a signal early. And they've had problems in the kicking game.
They've certainly had problems in the kicking game. I love this decision. He told us yesterday he was going to be more aggressive, and we're seeing it here, especially coming off for a turnover. This is a critical play in this early game.
Thomas takes it, trips, and he's well short. Never had a chance on 4th and 1. Stumbled after getting the football, and the Aggie defense gets a stop. Jacoby Wildman leads the Aggie D. So a fumble turns into 0 points as the Aggies stuff the Rams on 4th down. No lightning, no fire on the mountain. Scoreless start between the Rams and the Aggies. Let's look at Taylor tracks.
Well, for Colorado State offensively, they've got to play keep away. Go for it on 4th down, control the line of scrimmage. Wasn't a good start for them there. Defensively, limiting big plays. The Aggies are amongst the most explosive in the nation. Utah State, they've got to finish drives in the red zones, and defense has to win on 3rd down. They won that last drive on both 3rd and 4th down. And the question I have is, why wasn't Marvin Kinsey, your senior running back, in there that last time? The Rams electing to put Jalen Thomas in there, who stumbled at the line of scrimmage. That's the exact situation where experience comes in handy.
Averaging 8 yards a carry. And so that's worth keeping an eye on to see if Kinsey, in fact, with the left shoulder, there was a question mark, said he was a go. We'll see if he comes back out on the next series for the Rams. Love has Warren with him. Warren takes the handoff, and let's look at the defense.
Well, defensively for Colorado State, Jamal Hicks, their safety, he's their leading tackler. He's somebody that's got to come downhill. He's a thumper. He will set the tone, but he's prone to missing tackles at times as well.
Love 2nd and 9. Rolls out of the pocket. Looking downfield, keeps it alive. It's tipped, and it is incomplete. But that was dangerous with the football. Jalen Bates knocked it free, and it was at least dangerous enough to almost be a second Aggie turnover.
Really nice coverage that time by the back end, and Bates gets his hands up with the deflection. Love had nowhere to go with the football. 3rd and long is exactly what the Rams were hoping for. Here's their opportunity.
Fumble on the opening drive by the Aggies.
This is a defense that likes to run some zone blitzes. So screens, draws, delays, that quick game, all very effective for what the Rams like to do here.
On 3rd and 9, Love misfires, incomplete. It's a 3 and out for the Aggies. It was intended for Jordan Nathan, but either Love didn't have a good grip on a wet football, something went wrong.
It's interesting. A year ago when these two played in mid-November, it was 28 degrees. The weather played a factor there. Utah State had 200 yards less offense than they averaged the entire season. You wonder if a situation like this is a little like we saw a year ago, to your point, where the weather's having an effect.
Blocks! And Colorado State gets on top of it, even if it's Aggie football. Off the punt block, the Rams golden. And Callister gets on top of the football.
Beautiful. If you're the Colorado State Rams, you're feeling real good about what's going on. 4 guys, just a great effort to fight through that wall. That's about want to. And this Ram team out executing Utah State early on. Another turnover on downs, if you will, in this situation. But this red zone is where you've got to make the Aggies pay and take advantage of a huge opportunity by your punt block team.
Callister punting has the punt blocked, and now can the Rams capitalize? O'Brien slant nearly picked and incomplete.
You've seen O'Brien make pretty decent decisions. He put that ball in harm's way and it was low. Both these quarterbacks appear to have trouble with the grip on the ball, or at least locating it. When you talk to quarterbacks, Carter, it's typically wind that affects their ability to throw the football much more than moisture does, especially with guys as big as these two are. They've got big old man paws that can get a pretty good grip on it.
Well, Utah State brings in the freshman punter there, Pierce Callister, rather than Aaron Dalton. And Callister, who's not even on the depth chart, first time punting, has it blocked. Leffridge gets the stop, the tackle for loss, making it 3rd and long, and the Aggie defense being asked to make another critical stop off a miscue.
That's the second tackle that Leffridge has made being unblocked. They're loading the line of scrimmage. They're daring Colorado State to try to put the football in the air and beat them. They've got a couple lost yardage plays. If you're the Rams here, call something safe. You have essentially 3 points on the board. Don't do anything to jeopardize that. Maybe take a shot at the end zone where your guy gets it or nobody gets it. At the top of the screen is Nate Craig Myers in between the Merlin and the 0 on the 20.
And prior to 3rd and long, timeout Colorado State, and the Rams finally get points out of the early breaks. Scoreless out of the Ram timeout. O'Brien and the Colorado State offense facing 3rd and 13 off the punt block. They had a takeaway, unable to turn it into points early. Patrick O'Brien filling in for the injured Colin Hill.
Greg Myers up top.
O'Brien, there's Wright on the edge. Wright inside the 15, shaking his way, keeping it alive, and gets a great push. Offensive lineman took a hold of him. Barry Wesley drags Dante Wright across the line to gain 1st and goal.
What an incredible heads-up play. First by Wright trying to keep it alive, knowing how close he is to the sticks. But look at your right tackle, Wesley, there, to your point, dragging him across the line to gain. I'm impressed with Colorado State, man. They're playing with a ton of want to, and that's exactly what you need on the road against one of the conference best teams.
And yes, that is perfectly legal. Forget about the Bush push penalty rule. That's out now. Tipped, incomplete in the end zone. Knocked away, intended for Craig Myers. DJ Williams has made a couple of big plays early for the Aggies.
DJ Williams typically gets targeted in the red zone because he's only 5'9", but that time he was blanketed all over Nate Craig Myers. Again, the player that's expected to pick up some of the slack of Warren Jackson, who's out tonight.
O'Brien has Kinsey with him in the backfield for 2nd and goal. Marvin Kinsey Jr. on the edge. Shoved. He stretches, doesn't get to the goal line, but that's DJ Williams again who stands up Marvin Kinsey Jr. Williams has played very tough at corner.
He's so physical. This is a good matchup right there, but this is the play that makes me wonder why you don't have that strength on 4th down. But you got to get past that. These guys are inside the 5-yard line. Wanting to convert down here is something that a week ago only 50%, 3 for 6 for touchdowns against Toledo, that game that they lost. Here's another at-bat for them to find a way to punch this in.
Joctavius Phillips, the long time getting out of the field. This jumbo package, 3rd and goal. O'Brien's going to toss. That's Thomas on the edge. Thomas is in. Touchdown, Colorado State. There is Jalen Thomas's first touchdown as a Ram, and the true freshman who was stumped on 4th down ends up in the end zone.
So much good on that play, starting with the play call. then Patrick O'Brien getting the snap off as they got out late to the field, then that young man getting there. But the key to that play being successful was the fullback, 46, Adam Prentice, with a great cut block out on the edge.
Caden Camper is on for the PAT. Camper boots it through. So Utah State makes a change at punter, and it ends up in a punt block, setting up the Rams for a touchdown. The more you give, the more it will take, to the thin line beyond which you really can't fake.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Verizon, the network more people rely on. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
We were delayed half an hour because of lightning. Supposed to kick at 5:30 local time, instead 6 o'clock, and the Rams came out ready to roll. First blocked punt in 5 years for Colorado State football, and they're able to turn it into a touchdown and a 7-0 lead on the Aggies.
This is a 1-3 team, Carter, but those 3 losses, they were in every single one of these games. Coach Bobo said that he feels his team's close. We just need good things to happen early. Well, so far, so good for the Rams.
Scarber's going to bring it out deep in the end zone. He was 8 yards deep, but he's dangerous, and he has the sideline, and he may have it all. One block, Savion Scarber. Touchdown, Utah State. 100 plus on the return from Scarber. Long distance runner. What you holding out for?
What an unbelievable answer for the Aggies. With the kickoff returns in the way that you're not allowed to set up wedges anymore, but basically becomes a power play. But this is the open field speed, but some tremendous blocks, 2 or 3 pancakes. That kickoff return team showed up. What an incredible answer.
4th career kick return for a touchdown for Scarber. PAT evens it at 7 as soon as the Rams on the scoreboard into the hands of Scarber. Why a touchback at the 25 when you can bring it all the way back? Touchdown, Aggies. You can understand why Savion Scarber is very confident bringing kicks back. I mean, he can take it at the goal line like versus New Mexico State last year. Did the same versus Wyoming. This is 2 of his 4 now career kickoff returns for touchdowns. And Scarber takes us officially 100, but I mean, that's 107, 108. Scarber brings it out, and some great blocks to spring him free.
He's unbelievable, man. Built himself into a legitimate wide receiver. Returning kicks is how he made his name, but he's certainly grown up and becoming a well-rounded athlete that can hurt you in a lot of different ways, and special teams playing a huge role here early on a wet Saturday evening.
Hawkins will also bring it out. He wants it into the act. Why not? Anthony Hawkins brings it across the 20-yard line. He only gets to the 22. Let's go back to the TD. 18.
There were some great blocks. Look at the right side of your screen. Mistake here a couple times by this guy going in here, but keep your eye right there. That's the key block. He's the contain man. He ends up on his back 5 yards outside. The official has to come over and say, hey, take it easy. Meanwhile, Scarber off to the races for a 100-yard touchdown. Well blocked and executed by the Aggies.
O'Brien with Kinsey with them in the backfield. Fake it, O'Brien tosses. And it's Dante Wright on the edge. And Wright goes rolling across the 35. Wright still going to the 45. That is the tough, true freshman who is averaging 17 yards a catch, 14 yards a rush.
This is exactly what you want. He's another player that needs to step up, pick up some of that slack. You're noticing the perimeter pass game from Colorado Colorado State. They did this. Bobo's kind of built into his offense. He likes to do that early for quarterbacks anyway. Get him into a rhythm, get him confident, and then take some shots downfield.
22 yards there for Dante Wright. That is good company to keep with Jonathan Taylor. Again, he is a true freshman, using him a variety of ways. In fact, they bring him across in the sweep. O'Brien fakes it there and then looks long. O'Brien into coverage. He was looking for Jaden Walker, and here's where you point out you don't have Warren Jackson, who's been the deep pass threat for Colorado State.
And this is a perfect part of the field where you would expect that deep shot to be taken. Utah State didn't fall for it. Very well covered that time. I want to see a little bit more of the Rams run game. Get that dialed up. They're doing some off-schedule things, breaking some tendencies here early. At the end of the day, this offensive line, Marvin Kinsey Jr. going to have to get warmed up for these guys to win this game.
On second down, fake the toss. O'Brien, heavy pressure, and he is sacked on the corner blitz. Cameron Haney, the senior who missed the first couple of games with a leg injury, a major presence on the edge for Utah State.
That's just a gotcha. Just bringing a cat blitz off this backside. You can see the safety up on the 40 protecting him there. He's got inside leverage like it's man coverage. Nobody picks him up. And because O'Brien has to pull the ball down, it's a significant 3rd and forever here for the Rams. Started out this drive throwing the football. This is where the run game can help you avoid these sorts of situations.
Boundary corner blitz, almost automatic, and yet loss at 13. And now, did they get the play off in time? Does not look like it. They did. Yep, delayed game.
Prior to the snap, delayed game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
3rd and 28.
Penalties, a problem a week ago. We've mentioned it before. 11 as a team for 82 yards. 8 of those for 52 yards were on the offense. A lot of false starts by the offensive line, but here's a just simple execution problem that makes this virtually extremely difficult to convert, and also gives Utah State better field position if you don't.
So quick hitter right on the edge, screen, nothing there. Aggies fly in, and there's Tipa Nalei, the TCU transfer that you expected to make plays for the Aggies tonight.
So athletic, man. As we take a look at some more laundry down on the field, that's a drive that O'Brien's going to want to forget.
Sorting the penalty out, the Aggies think it will be against the Rams.
Chop block. Offense number 72 and 73. The penalty is declined. 4th down. Correction. 52 and 73.
Either way, declined. Stonehouse will punt. Aggies come after it. Stonehouse gets it away. It'll bounce at the 35, and Nathan lets it hit and go out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. 7-7. Special teams have loomed large in both scores here in Logan. We continue our celebration of the 150 years of college football with a look at the 1998 Outback Bowl, starring Colorado State head coach Mike Bobo with the Georgia Bulldogs. He had a day, 26 of 28 for 267 yards, a 93% completion. That is both Outback Bowl records. He completed 19 consecutive passes, and good to see Coach Bobo in better physical condition and better spirits. And all around college football, all around the Mountain West, everyone who knows Mike Bobo, glad to see that he is doing well.
He's told us he was doing well, feeling better, back to him old self, and was pretty chipper in that meeting yesterday. He said, I expect my guys to come out and be ready to play. We've been close, and that's exactly what they've done tonight.
Trying to keep the spirits up at 1-3.
They've been close, man. They literally were 2 plays inside the 3-yard line a week ago from beating Toledo.
Warren 1st and 10. Aggies trying to get something going on offense. You saw the 2 possessions. You get the fumble and then the blocked punt. And Jordan Love and the Aggie offense. Only 1 first down thus far. Love on 2nd down. That is complete. Slipping away right at the sticks. Caleb Rep. The grad transfer from Utah tight end. That's enough. 1st and 10 to the 45.
One of Love's favorite weapons.
Love lightning pace. Playing it to the outside. That's Devin Tompkins. And the speedy Tompkins goes rolling for 8 yards.
This is where Utah State is dangerous. They make you defend all 53 1/3 yards of the field, back and forth, making this defense run.
2nd and short. Love hands. 1st down. Jalen Warren. He has been a great find for Utah State.
Certainly has, and it was an excellent tackle that time by Daquan Jackson, the 2nd leading tackler on this defense. He's an aggressive run-stopping backer, as he just showed you there.
Warren averaging 7 yards a carry coming in. Love in the pocket. Love hit as he throws. Release is incomplete. Wow, Love got rid of that one because Jan Philip Bombach was bearing down.
He's the transfer from Germany. Just comes off that backside. This is an offensive line that's only given up 2 sacks on the year. They were very, very close from giving up a 3rd right there. Got to protect the franchise, Carter.
Bombach from Hamburg, Germany via Feather River College in Quincy, California.
That's the same as transferring from Germany. It's all the
It's
same.
a major change. No question. Love complete to the edge on 2nd down. That's Scarver in his role as wide receiver. Now Scarver pops up thinking that his knee never touched, but he is being whistled down. The officials say no dice, and Edwards is down.
Officials timeout for an injury to an offensive player.
That's Alfred Edwards, the left tackle who was down for Utah State.
One of the returning starters off that offensive line. It's a young group. A lot of new faces up there, but good to see that big body walk himself off the field.
Let's see if Scarver was down here. He didn't think so. I can understand why.
Right there.
On the
Yep. The left shin bone, if you will. Anything except the bottom of your hand and the bottom of your feet. Rule the runner down.
On 3rd and 7. Jacob South takes Edwards' place at left tackle.
Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator, telling us that Love has a lot of latitude here on 3rd down on what the play call is.
Heavy pressure, loose football. Love rolls back, scoops it up at the 50, still behind the line, releases downfield, and it's incomplete. So Love lost the football, picked it up, still had a chance to make a play, but Goffey applies the pressure, and 4th down coming.
Center quarterback exchange were a problem a week ago. That ball was rifled back at Love's feet. Ali Afua, the center. There were 4 different times a week ago against San Diego State that the CQ exchange was a problem. Coaches told us that's because Ali Afua had not practiced. They told us he did practice this week. But here it is, once again, nullifying a pretty good drive.
Callister gets this one away. 2nd punt, fair catch. It'll roll into the end zone for a touchback, bring it out to the 20-yard line. So again, you go with a true freshman punter, Callister. First one blocked. This one is... Now this was the opening drive when Bright put it on the ground, scooped up, rare takeaway, rare fumble. And then Callister punting, and Colorado State covers it up. Then Scarver with the 100-plus kickoff return for a touchdown. Only scoring for the Aggies, and you get a half-hour lightning delay. You got rain, and you get some. That's a weird way to get to 7-7.
It certainly is. Coming into this game, we knew that these were 2 of the most explosive offenses in the country. Little did we know it would look like this so early on.
O'Brien pulls it on the give, and O'Brien gets back to the line of scrimmage. But like you said, there's the Lehi making plays again for the Aggies.
If you're Colorado State, you have to do something to account for the unblocked end. Run a zone read at him to make him determine what it is he wants to do. That's 2 times we've seen on first down run plays that an unblocked defender off the edge gets him behind the sticks.
A lay from Euless Trinity in the Dallas area. On 2nd and 10, Kinsey pushed on the right side. Kinsey keeps it rolling, and he is dropped. Let's check in with Jenny.
Hey, so this Rams team is actually looking pretty good in this first quarter, and I know Aaron Taylor, we always talk about routine, and maybe the routine of this getting into this game actually helped them. They didn't even get into their locker room until 10 minutes before they were supposed to kick off at 5:30. So maybe switching things up actually works well for this team.
Hey, when you're 1-3, switch it up, right?
And remember, Bobo was the one who said, hey, bring the bad weather. We don't care. We feel like it's going to help us.
They spent that lightning delay in the indoor practice facility of the Aggies. On 3rd and 7, O'Brien over the middle and incomplete.
Yeah.
Williams, here it is. Yeah,
Yep,
Craig Myers. Pass interference on DJ Williams coming.
Left hand took a grab of Nate Craig Myers, impeding his progress and ability to get to that football. Officials are going to call pass interference on that all day long.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 7, 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Holding before the ball was in the air, but same difference of 5 yards. Before it was in the air for pass interference, but defensive penalty.
Good distinction there, Carter, but to me there was contact while the ball was in the air right there. He's grabbing him and he's still holding on to him, which is why I should have thought it was pass interference. Either way, the drive's extended and the Rams on the move again.
Fake it, O'Brien, toss it, right back, Craig Myers, and now Craig Myers goes rolling inside the 20-yard line, inside the 10. He will be just short of the goal line. 1st and goal. Leverage finally runs down Nate Craig Myers.
You see, Utah State's got a lot of people inside the box. This is going to be a play action. Turns his back to the line of scrimmage. The linebackers suck up, which creates a huge void there. Myers takes it to the 2-yard line.
65 yards, 1st and goal. Kinsey trying to bounce it, nowhere to go. 2nd and goal. He may have lost half a yard. Good push from Leverage and David Woodward, the outstanding linebacker for the Aggies.
Been really impressed so far with Troy Leverage Jr., man. He's a mid-year transfer. He has been playing tough near the line of scrimmage. He's a safety for him, but he's been a really big factor in the fact that Colorado State really struggling to run the football. -4 rush yards today, and a big reason why is because of number 3. Got man coverage, one-on-one looks both at the top and bottom.
O'Brien snaps it, fade, end zone, incomplete. Knocked away from Walker. Cameron Haney bats it away.
Haney's only 5'10", but blanket coverage once again. That ball hits him right in the hands. Walker has to catch that football. That was a really nice pass that time thrown by O'Brien.
3rd and goal in the waning seconds of the first quarter.
O'Brien has some scoots. He has the ability to use his legs. Maybe you move the release point, give him a 2-way go. Either throw it on some levels down here at the bottom or run it in with his legs.
O'Brien in trouble in the pocket. O'Brien rolling out, tossing to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Knocked away at the last moment on 3rd and goal. 4 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes a flag. McBride, the intended receiver. Woodward knocks it away.
Great coverage that time by Woodward in the hip pocket. Not easy to do as a linebacker, especially on a scramble drill.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, late hit to the quarterback. Defense number 51, half the distance to the goal, and an automatic first down.
That's Justice Tae, one of the players that the coaches told us were the leaders on this team. I don't know if I agree with that. That was a little ticky-tack.
And yet Tay does have the opportunity at least to pull up, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But that is critical because you haven't stopped field goal, and field goal has been an adventure for Colorado State this year. So 3 points, not even certain from this distance, and instead 1st and goal with 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
You're Colorado State. This is all about getting a touchdown. Your offensive line hasn't been as effective as you would like them to be because Utah State is loading the box. And once again, you got the freshman, Jalen Thomas, behind center.
And here's Thomas. Thomas pushes, stretches. He is stood up just short. Leftridge makes the stop. Devin Anderson there as well. And that is the final play of an odd and action-packed first quarter. Colorado State with a touchdown off of a punt block. Kick return for a touchdown for the Aggies. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Our Fansville Cam is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. AT, nobody has a bigger win this year than State over Tech. They beat them by 40. I mean, Streakers were very impressed with that win.
They certainly were. And as we take a look at the game summary here, Colorado State dominating on the time of possession, taking advantage of a turnover, but their inability to run the football, only -4 rushing yards, is problematic. The story of this team for 2019 for the Rams is finishing drives, finishing plays. They've got to figure out a way to punch this ball in.
You didn't like my analysis of the Dr. Pepper Fansville win?
I did. I just don't want to get either of us fired.
Okay, here's Colorado State. O'Brien, handoff. Kinsey stood up. It'll be 3rd and goal. Aggies holding tough at the goal line. Anderson in there to help on the push.
Justin Ena's unit is dominating at the line of scrimmage. This time they take the freshman out, Thomas, and put back in Kinsey, who's a pretty physical runner in his own right. To me, this is about pride. If you're an offensive lineman, you need to punch this in so you can feel good and believe that you have what it takes to get it done.
3rd and goal. Hand. Kinsey right side, and he is in. Touchdown. Rams. And there's that Colorado State offensive line blocking it up just enough for Marvin Kinsey.
That was important for them to finish a drive. The offensive line getting just enough blocks to get it done. Some good vision and hard running by Kinsey. But how about the play calling for Colorado State? They didn't give up and abandon the run. That's going to give everybody on that offensive side of the ball some confidence. That was a must-have, and they got it.
Big block from Jeff Taylor, the right guard, and Adam Prentice at fullback. And now Caden Camper, the freshman kicker. Colorado State has used 3 kickers already this season, but Caden Camper for now was literally pulled out of entomology class to take the kicking job a couple of weeks ago. Boots that one through to make it 14-7 Colorado State. And the Rams are taking the fight to the Aggies here in Logan. All 3 service academies hit the gridiron next weekend for Armed Services Saturday. We kick things off at noon Eastern at West Point when the Army Black Knights take on Tulane. Then at 3:30, it's the first Battle of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy Series between Air Force and Navy right here on CBS Sports Network. Army has claimed the last 2 Commander-in-Chief trophies, and amazingly, first time the Black Knights 2 straight Commander-in-Chief wins.
They've had an incredible run these last couple of years. All 3 of these teams obviously can run the football. Air Force and Navy with a vertical pass game. What's intriguing to me, all 3 of those teams top 30 in total defense. They're pretty solid football teams on both sides of the football.
Air Force taking it to San Jose State last night after San Jose State's big win over Arkansas. That's Scarver and Bright in a stacked kickoff return formation. So you would anticipate they're trying to kick it away from Scarver, and they're not even getting any of those. So their catch called for at the 27-yard line. And so trying to keep it out of the hands of Scarver and Bright. But now you go back to the Aggie offense and the snap issues going back to last week.
Yeah, well, I was on the call for this a week ago and got to see it up close. At first, we talked to Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator. He said, man, I was mad at Jordan Love because he came to the sideline. When they went back and watched the film, it was Dimitri Aliafua, the center, didn't practice a week ago. So the snaps, the center quarterback exchange, not what they expected to be. They said up to 20 of the snaps were not what they're coached to do. That's something they have got to figure out.
Gerald Bright is in the backfield along with Jordan Love. It was Bright's fumble on the opening possession that started the off night for the Aggies, but complete to the outside. Rep takes it, has a first down across the 40-yard line. Put it in the hands of the pass-catching tight end, Caleb Rep. McDonald on the stop. Aggies already at the 41. Jordan Love, quick hitter to the outside. That's Scarver trying to get free. Gets maybe 5, and then Marshawn Cameron brings him down, and lots of chatter afterwards. No flags.
Got to keep your composure here. These guys are playing physically. I admire Colorado State. They're not backing down. This is a high-powered offense, and on both sides of the ball, they're giving them everything they can handle.
Bright straight ahead. First down, crossing the 50. Ooh, and he is shoved back. Yeah, it's getting physical and testy between the Aggies and the Rams.
And I like it. This offense runs at such a breakneck pace, puts a lot of pressure on the defense to get lined up right and get your assignment, your gap canceled.
Bright takes it on first down inside the 40. Tough running for Gerald Bright, and he covers up the football after a gain of 11.
That might have been a touchdown saving tackle by 44 Max McDonald there.
Love with a quick check. 3 wide on first down. Love. That looked like it may have been tipped, and it's incomplete. Intended for Scarver. Jalen Bates may have got a hand on it. Let's go back 2 plays ago.
Bates came up that outside. Keep your eye on 44 right there in the middle. Boom. If he doesn't stop Bright right there, Bright may hit his head on the end zone. McDonald, the backup inside backer, showing up huge there to prevent the touchdown.
Love 2nd and 10. Deep shot. Caught. Touchdown. Utah State. Devin Tompkins from 37 yards out. Love has his first touchdown pass of the night.
That's what this offense loves to do. Take those deep shots on those skinny posts. They knew they were going to get man coverage a lot tonight from Colorado State. They took advantage of a one-on-one. It was simple pass and catch, and just that quick, the Aggies trying to tie it up.
Eberly PAT evens it again at 14. A slow start for Jordan Love and the Aggie offense. But TD pass number 45 of his Aggie career. A lot to love.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. We're all tied up at 14. Gary Anderson, he built a winning culture in his first stint here at Utah State, and now in his return to the Aggies, his task is to maintain it. Coach told us Matt Wells carried the core values of this program through. And Anderson, he saw that firsthand. He had 3 of his own children attend Utah State and graduate. A kid on this team every year except for last, since he left in 2012. So he was always able to stay nice and close. He told me that he wasn't chasing a head coaching job, and if he was going to be a head coach, he was going to be at a place where he had great respect and ties. Guys, he said, this is my opportunity to do all that I can to give back to the game of football. The kids here, it's a different feeling when you wake up in the morning at a place that you deeply love.
That was Salt Lake City native. He played center at Utah, and we talked with Gary Anderson about Colin Hill and the injury for Colorado State. He said, hey, I had 3 right knee injuries, and Colin Hill is now injured that left knee, the Colorado State quarterback, for the 3rd time in his career. So very heartfelt in saying, best wishes to Colin Hill. He's a special young man, and that was coming from the opposing head coach.
No worse feeling in the world than to be on the outside looking in.
Hawkins touch back to the 25.
Well, Carter, when you consider that Patrick O'Brien is making his first road start, it hasn't been all that bad. Take a look at what he's done. And 6 for 10, 60% completion percentage, 111 yards. Clearly his arm being featured. The run game not there. What I'm seeing Utah State do is to load the box. They're trying to force O'Brien to use his arm to beat him, and so far so good. Play calling on early downs, something that's an ongoing storyline to keep our eyes on.
Amazingly, Colorado State has -3 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown because of the sacks on O'Brien. Kinsey, fake it, and now toss it. Deep shot, caught! It's Craig Myers again. The Auburn transfer who is filling in for Warren Jackson. This one goes for 32.
That's 6 foot 2 inches on 5 foot 10 inches. Beautiful touch here by O'Brien. Located perfectly. Craig Myers tracks the ball over his shoulders and hauls in another big pass. Plays like that can help open up your run game. 8 in the box.
3 receptions, 97 yards already. Give it to Kinsey, 1st and 10. Kinsey slips through, takes a couple big pops. Leffridge lays a lick on him. It'll be 2nd and short.
Colorado State will run a lot of what they call 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. That'll typically load the box. I'd like to see him get into some 11, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. Open the box up so those big guys up front can get a hat on the hat and create some running creases for Kinsey.
7-yard gain, longest rush of the night for the Rams. Give it to him again. Running behind Prentice. The fullback leads the way. 1st down. Move the chains. Caden Anderson there on the stop.
Beautiful job that time on the lead play. Prentice, the fullback, lined up almost in an H-back position in the wing spot on the left. Pulls around. Gets up on the play side linebacker. There was a crease inside that was massive. This dude likes to bring it, man. He wants to punish his opponents. Finish him, Johnny, like he's from the Cobra Kai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're back. Karate Kid on it. Now what?
If you've been checking out the latest Cobra Kai, you know it's back.
Oh, man.
1st and 10. O'Brien, screen. Aggies roll over it. That is incomplete. It's an incomplete pass. Nalei lays the lick on Patrick O'Brien. Aggies read that one all the way.
Nalei was right there, and then Haney read the screen as well. They're trying to get that to Adam Prentice. Haven't seen that play much, but O'Brien takes a shot. And this is what the coaches wanted to see from 10. Nalei is an extremely fluid, athletic pass rusher. They wanted to give him the latitude to move him around on the line of scrimmage. Here we see him over the right tackle. We've seen him also over the left tackle. They're trying to find a mismatch with him, and so far he's been able to penetrate this offensive line.
O'Brien, 2nd and 10, pulls it, looking for a check down. It's incomplete. One hopped it to Kinsey because guess who was right in his grill? Tipa Nalei, along with Devin Anderson, pressuring Patrick O'Brien again.
They're running stunts. That simply was a 4-man rush that time where the ends and tackles exchange. What I'm seeing is O'Brien's maybe hearing footsteps a little bit. There's too much penetration. As an offensive lineman, you got to keep your shoulders square to pass those off. A critical 3rd and long situation here.
The TE stunt for the Aggies getting home.
Tackle goes first, in loops around on you.
3rd and 10. There's the stunts again. O'Brien pumps again. And now he's going to have to take off. O'Brien drove for a loss on 3rd down. Leffridge finishes it off and has a little jam to go along with it. Think he was playing a whole lot of love.
There was a whole lot of love, and both the ends crashed on him. It's going to be this outside rusher that's going to get there and spook him in his face. He feels it. Backside, he eludes the rush there, but then the pursuit of the Aggies defense gets home, forcing an extremely long field goal here. 51 yards.
Caden Camper hit a 46-yarder versus Arkansas. So the true freshman for a career-long 51 yards. Camper's kick is no good. Tie game still, and the Aggies take over after the defense forces the 51-yarder. Still tied. 6 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network as our team of NFL experts break down all the Week 4 action exclusively from a quarterback's perspective. Don't miss NFL Monday QB on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. For some important updates, let's check with Jenny Dell.
Yes, some updates on the Aggies. Wide receiver Taylor Compton, he's dealing with a left arm injury. He had it covered from his wrist to his elbow, and now he's in the locker room, so we'll get an update on that. And take a look at left tackle right now, Alfred Edwards. He's got that right thumb wrapped up pretty significantly, but guys, he's out on the field.
That is you're exactly right, Jenny. That is a significant wrap. So, AT, you've been there. How does that affect things?
Your hands are your weapons. If you've got a sore hand when you're throwing around trying to throw your punch, that can be a problem.
You saw that time of possession. Now, the Aggies want to go fast. That's not a big number for them. It is a big number for Colorado State. They want to play keep away. They're doing so effectively.
Tires their defense out.
Jordan Love hit as he throws, but completes. Now it is loose football. They're going to say incomplete pass out of the hands of Siose Mariner, who doesn't have a catch in the game yet. Andre Neal dislodges it.
Mariner's been the most reliable target. Beautifully thrown football. But Neal just comes up and punches that football out right at the contact point.
So 2nd and 10. Right back to it. It's picked off. And it'll be Neal who takes it all the way back. Touchdown, Colorado State. Run the exact same play. Neal jumps the route to give Colorado State the lead on the pick 6.
That's the exact thing that Colorado State needed. Neal doesn't know what's coming. He turns at the last second and looks in at the ball. The ball's a little bit late. Love's got an extremely strong arm, but that ball floated on him a little bit. Great coverage by Neal. He cuts underneath the out route and takes it to the house for a 6er. It's a rare mistake for Jordan Love. When he tends to throw interceptions, they come in bunches. Had 3 against Wake Forest on some bad decision making. That ball just seemed late, and it was a great play by Neal.
That's the first pick he has thrown since the opener against Wake Forest. Looks like delay of game.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty. Retry from the 8-yard line.
Camper PAT. Colorado State has the lead on the pick 6. Bringing the fire. Fire on the mountain. Fire. Fire on the mountain. Andre Neal's 44-yard INT for TD gives the Rams the lead. Tomorrow it's an NFL on CBS doubleheader with a full day of games, including a battle of the undefeateds when the Bills defend their home field against the Patriots, followed by the Vikings and Bears in a key NFC North battle. It all begins with the NFL today at noon Eastern on CBS. Among the notable wide receivers for Colorado State, Rashard Hollywood Higgins and Preston Williams, who was notable in this game last year, now a Miami Dolphin. That was a heck of a receiving corps. Old B.C. Johnson and Preston Williams last year. You think back, that was a fiery offense last year for Colorado State.
No doubt. And that last graphic we just put up is a big reason why Nate Craig Myers got talked into coming here by Mike Bobo, the transfer from Auburn.
Davis bobbled, loose football. Bright had his hands on it, and the Aggies are on top. Tompkins gets on top of it, but they put Bright short, anticipating, and he puts it on the ground again. 2nd time tonight. Tompkins able to maintain possession for Utah State. Let's go back to the pick 6.
Well, here's Siose Mariner. He's going to kind of round out his route a little bit. Andre Neal going to backpedal clearly in man coverage, got his eyes on the receiver, but at the last minute, boom, turns right there, sees the ball at the last moment, undercuts it, takes it 46 yards to the house.
Love's going to keep it, and Love goes rolling. Positive gain. Hicks finally makes a stop. It'll be a gain of 9 on first down. First play after the pick 6. Love runs it.
Second time tonight we've seen his legs almost with a 10-yard run. They open the game, P&10 possession, first play, exact same play.
Wright takes it, 2nd and 1, has the first down across the 40-yard line. Carter and Jackson combine on the stop.
That's one of the things that Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator for the Aggies, talked to us about, is that Love is unflappable. He's steady. After he makes a mistake, he doesn't wallow in it. He's able to recover and get right back on schedule, delivering the football. But clearly, these guys are going at it. There's some bad blood, but if you're Colorado State, you've got to play that way.
Manny Jones and Cameron Carter. Mike Sanford in the middle of the screen. Last job, head coach, Western Kentucky. Offensive coordinator, Boise State, Notre Dame. Gets it in a hurry. Long hit, throws, caught inside the 20-yard line. Scarver holds it in. Gotta say it's incomplete and bring it all the way back. Incomplete. Scarver. That's close.
Great job by this officiating crew to be on top of that. Rashad Ajayi, number 4 for Colorado State, got lucky because Scarver got loose on the exact same play they scored a touchdown on earlier.
Would have been 39 yards. Instead, it's 3rd and 9.
You're going to play man coverage like that. You've got to blitz and disrupt the timing.
Play clock winding down, have to use a timeout.
Good. Settle things down. You take a big shot. It doesn't work. You got yourself a
Utah
3rd and long.
Scored their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Aggies out of sync offensively thus far tonight. Step up with Werner Ladder and help football coaches find a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Visit coachtocure.org. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, our producer Scott Brandwine, director Matt Plundo, hardworking crew here at Maverick Stadium, Merlin Olsen Field, where Mike Bobo's Colorado State Rams, Mountain West Conference opener, 1-3 so far on the season. Well, they were ready to roll tonight against the Aggies.
As bad as they've been defensively, one of the things that Colorado State does extremely well is win on 3rd down. Utah State only 1 for 3 so far.
Out of the Aggie timeout, 3rd and 9.
You see this time they've got 2 high safeties playing a 2-shell look. Typically when you do that, it's because you don't want to get beat over your head, but it does leave you susceptible a bit to the run.
Pressure comes on 3rd and 9. Long check down, caught at the 50. First down, that's enough. And Mariner goes rolling along the sideline. Mariner apparently stayed in bounds and keeps it all the way to the 23 before Jackson finally brings him down. 34 on the first catch of the night for Mariner.
They may want to take a look at this. I know they go quick, but he was awfully close to that sideline.
And flag down. False start. So trying to snap it in a hurry.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's Abadano, the guard. Let's take a look at Mariner to see if he stayed in bounds. That right foot is close there. That right heel is there. That left toe right there. Looked like he stepped out at the 36-yard line.
It's in the books now. Love pulls it on first down and 15. Gets back the original line of scrimmage plus a couple more. That's a gain of 8 on the run by Jordan Love.
Love's legs a factor in this game plan tonight. Only 9 rushes coming into tonight's game.
From the 20. Love pressured again. Love wraps up, takes the sack. Making it 3rd and long. Manny Jones drops Jordan Love.
Manny Jones is so good with his hands. He's going to come from the right-hand side of the screen, just walks the tackle back. When you get inside leverage as a defender, inside the offensive lineman's sets, it's virtually impossible to slow him down. Great hand usage and leverage there by the DN to get the sack.
Just the 3rd sack of the year allowed by Utah State.
And they've been close a couple other times. That's good news if you're defensive coordinator John Jancic, if your boys can get home rushing 3.
On 3rd and 11, screen, Bright, wrestled down, right. Jones drops him right at the line of scrimmage. Manny Jones and the Rams are literally dancing with this defensive stand.
Manny Jones was all over this. The fans booing. They want a face mask. He doesn't grab the face mask. Gets him around the front of the neck. That's about as close as it can get, though, because we're going to see a 42-yard field goal attempt here.
Dominic Everly from 42. Senior from Nuremberg, Germany, boots it through to make it 21-17. So, Colorado State keeps the Aggies out of the end zone. Raining again in the Cache Valley and Logan, Utah, 21-17. It literally rained on the parade earlier today, the homecoming parade. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter. Scores and highlights from around the country. First half highlights and stats. Full check of the day. Check in on that UCF-UConn game as well. Mountain West news and notes. Boise State eyeing the New Year's Six Bowl. One of 2 ranked Group of 5 teams with 22nd ranked UCF, speaking of. Now, AT, explain to me, I mean, if you're minus 12 turnover margin, you're supposed to be 0-4, and the Rainbow Warriors are 3-1.
It's the single greatest telling statistic of wins and losses there is in this sport, and Hawaii is defying those odds. It's incredible what the guys out there on the island are getting done. We got a chance to see them upset Arizona in week 0 to start the year. They turn it over a lot, but man, they're outscoring people, finding a way to start off pretty strong here in 19.
Hawkins, that'll be a touchback. Colorado State football at the 25-yard line. Well, the Mountain West has had some major wins, including, I mean, the San Jose State over Arkansas. Huge. That is one that had jaws dropping across the country.
And that's what Brent Brennan, the head coach for the Spartans, needed, man. And they were having pep rallies and parades for darn self. And good on them, man. Leverage what you got. Take advantage of that moment. They've been working so hard inside of that program, a lot like Colorado State has. As soon as you get that first taste of victory, it gives you confidence for better things to come.
Rams put a scare into Arkansas this year in Fayetteville after beating the Razorbacks last year in Fort Collins. That's Wright on the handoff, and it's another big gainer for Dante Wright, the true freshman. And they are finding ways to get Dante Wright the football. This one's a gain of 20.
This is an effective part of this offense, the perimeter run game, giving it to your receivers. Wright is the second leading receiver coming into this game. 7 touches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. They'll do that 2 or 3 times a game to keep a defense honest. But what the Rams are trying to do is spread things out to create some running room inside where they've been getting stuffed.
So Kinsey between the tackles and a little bit better push. And like you said, I mean, Colorado State not able to just pound it right now, so getting creative, but you take 20 yards on a rush no matter how you get it.
No question, and these are body blows. Slowly but surely, we saw this Georgia-Notre Dame. It took them a while to get things going, but plays like that show up very late in the 4th quarter. Bobo said, hey, I guarantee you this, guys. We're going to be in this game tomorrow. It's going to come down to the 4th quarter, and here they are with a 4-point lead, the football in their hand at midfield against one of the most explosive offenses in the country, and a team many think will win this conference.
Give it to Kinsey. Nothing doing this time. He stood up and driven back. Caden Anderson leads this charge along with David Woodward. Woodward comes into this game averaging 14 tackles a game. 4th best in the nation. Had 11 tackles a game last year.
Utah State already with 7 tackles for loss. They're getting penetration. That time there were a couple of the linemen that ran past him. 3rd and medium. We've seen some pressure out of Utah State. Play call going to be interesting for the Rams here. Expect pressure, quick game, screen game, get the ball out of your hands quickly.
Woodward already has 7 tackles in this one. 3rd and 5. Here's O'Brien, fake it, tipped, and batted down at the line of scrimmage. Dalton Baker got his hand on the football to force 4th down, and the punting unit comes on for Colorado State.
Baker's going to stunt to the outside and gets himself free, just puts his hands up. Great teaching right there. If you don't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and that's a way to put your mug on it. Doesn't even need his hands, hits him in the face mask. But that's a big 3rd down stop here at midfield.
5 pass breakups by the Aggie defense.
They're flying around, man.
Stonehouse hits it at the 40. Hand over in. It will bounce to 15 and back up. And now the Rams pick it up at the 9. They think it was touched by an Aggie. It was not. And so they downed it at the 9. It works out as an excellent punt from Stonehouse. So here's how the Rams got to this lead at 21-17. And it started with the fumble, a rare one by Utah State.
Harold Wright with the rare fumble. Then their special teams, the punt block, set up their first touchdown of the game. Jordan Love, too much error, a little bit late pass, and Neal takes it 46 yards for a score. Colorado State taking advantage of the miscues of a Utah State team that you wonder, because of the delay, have they came out a little bit flat than they would like.
First 4 games of the year, Colorado State had only 2 takeaways in this first half, the fumble recovery and the pick 6. You go back to last year, they had only 12 takeaways the entire season. So this is an explosion of explosive plays by the Colorado State defense. Warren, the ball carrier here. Carter finally makes the stop after 5 tough yards for Jalen Warren, who I noticed last week, AT, you called him butter smooth.
Butter smooth, baby. He's a little bowling ball, the real deal.
Looks like a false start. Warren picked up the flag and looked, I mean, he was about ready to throw it in frustration.
Drive killers, man.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
They've got to get that sorted out. That's Ali Afua again. Watching him on tape, he's an extremely fundamental player, keeps his shoulders square, not overly powerful, but man, center quarterback exchange is football 101.
Warren out of the backfield on 2nd and 10. Warren, another positive gain. Carter makes the stop, but you get it back and you'll have 3rd and short here for the Aggies.
Hubbard's going to go down with a leg injury. He got up and was limping a little bit.
Officials timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
Excuse me, that's Dickens, 99, not Hubbard, 98. Damian Dickens, the senior at Lexington, Mississippi.
.356 to go before halftime, and Colorado State, who's the big underdog in this game, 1-3, Mountain West Conference opener, coming off a loss to Toledo. I mean, against Toledo, this defense gave up 436 rushing yards. The Rockets averaged almost 10 yards a carry, and yet this defense, including Dickens, has played well. Dickens down right now for the Rams. Need some help.
And there's Dickens right there, number 99. You see with that left hand, he grabbed his knee right at the end before we transitioned back out to the shot. Hope he's okay. I'm sure Aggies fans wondering if he was actually hurt.
On 3rd and 1, Warren, 2nd effort. Looks like he has just enough. Warren slow getting up. It will be a 1st down, but Warren slow to his feet.
You can tell he's in some pain there. He's butter smooth, but he's a physical running back. He's going to have to get himself off the field. Short does not equal small with Warren. He's only 5'8", but he's 215 pounds of come get some.
Bright, who had the fumble on the Aggie opening possession, and then also muffed a kickoff. But Bright is in the backfield. Play clock winding down now for the Aggies. Bright takes it straight ahead across the 35-yard line. Bates gets him from behind.
That time Colorado State was bringing some outside pressure. That's another play where if you don't get him down, there's no safety there. The middle of the field is open. Tackling crucial here in this first half for Colorado State.
2nd and 4. Bright straight ahead across the 40. He is stopped from behind momentarily and then finally brought down. Manny Jones again. 7 tackles now for Manny Jones. That's a gain of 11, though.
There's some great defensive efforts individually, but how about Gerald Wright? That block up front was beautiful.
Give it to Bright again. This time he stood up by Bates, driven back, no gain. Looking at the clock, 2:32 timeouts, but Utah State built for speed around midfield. That's not even a factor right now for the Aggies.
This is a team that a year ago with the same quarterback led the FBS with 29 touchdowns scored in under a minute. They can score fast in a hurry.
Love flings it. Nice toss. That is complete. Tompkins has it. That's enough for a first down. Crossing. Oh, is he? Brought it back. Wow, Tompkins looked like he had it and then came back. So short.
That was the display of arm strength from Love there.
3rd and very short. Bright has enough. Move the chains now, 1st and 10.
There's
stopping the clock temporarily, minute 55.
Manny Jones slow to get up. He made that tackle.
Jones, who now has 8 tackles, and he has really been a tone setter for the physicality from the Colorado State defense.
Officials timeout for injury to a defensive player.
He's impressive, man. Watching that Toledo game when they dropped 8 right before the first half ended, made a heck of a play on a draw. It's a converted linebacker. When this defense went from a 3-4 to a 4-3, you need more defensive linemen. Jones has been on fire tonight. 8 tackles, a sack, 3 quarterback pressures. Here he just comes in from the outside, and immediately you can tell something wasn't right as he grabs the upper part of his body.
He wears that brace on the left wrist, and you can see that Bright rolls right over that left wrist. So Manny Jones will be heading back to the Colorado State sideline. Now the injury earlier was to Damian Dickens. He is back in the game for Colorado State, but they're without Manny Jones for now.
He's one of the 4 defensive ends that they rotate with Bates and Bombeck.
So 1st and 10, clock will roll on the ready for play.
Man coverage again here. They've been hitting them on the skinny post routes. A lot of check with knees. This is a perfect part of the field to take a deep shot here.
With the rain falling, minute 37 left in the half. Aggies trying to take the lead before the break. Bright takes the handoff again. Nothing much doing on 1st down.
Again, watching this clock, we're now under 90 seconds remaining. Time is not a problem for an offense that's always in 2-minute running up tempo.
10th play of the drive. Love out of the shotgun. Love flings it to the end zone. Touchdown! Rhett has the TD grab. A 40-yard beautiful pass through the rain from Love to Rhett.
Saw Love signal to Rep a couple plays before on an RPO look. He decided to give it, but then he comes back to him the next time. Jamal Hicks could have had an interception. Their senior leader, the leading tackler, took a bad angle. That should have been an interception. Instead, it's a touchdown. It's about to give the Aggies a 3-point lead going into halftime.
Eberle's PAT is good. Caleb Repp's first touchdown as a Utah State Aggie, the grad transfer from Utah. up the road in Logan is into the end zone to give Utah State the lead with 1:08 before the break. Well, Jordan Lovett has been up and down tonight, including the INT for the pick 6, but this was the perfect pass you were waiting for.
Keep your eye on Jamal Hicks, the safety's on the 30-yard line at the top of your screen. He drops back playing middle field. He gets turned around and backs up instead of closing on the football. He's right there, and you see immediately after the play, he folds over. He knows he takes the bad angle. The corner is expecting to have some help there, but just poor technique by Hicks allows Rep the big touchdown here at the end of the second half.
I mean, Love was backing up to right around the 50, so that was pretty close to 50 in the air on the money to your tight end.
And that's why those 11 scouts you mentioned early on in this ball game, those are the types of plays they're here to see.
Love started 6 for 14, including the pick 6. Since 5 for 5, 92 yards, and that touchdown pass. Steady rain falling now. Touch back to the 25. So now if you're Colorado State, you're not built for hurry up, or at least that's not the way you're used to playing. Minute 8, 2 timeouts in the rain. This will be interesting to see how Mike Bobo plays this, whether you stay aggressive here and use the 2 timeouts, or you try to avoid the quick 3 and out, because you don't want to give it back to the Aggies before the half.
And it's raining, and Utah State gets the ball back to start this second half. This is where you would want your run game to be there. If you're going to put the ball in the air, at least do it with a quick game with screens, draws, or delays. Extremely safe throws here.
Marvin Kinsey Jr. in the backfield with O'Brien. Over the middle, incomplete, dangerous pass because Craig Myers pulled up a bit and the Aggies had a chance. Bond in coverage and puts the hit on Myers. Haney had a shot too.
And that's why you question that play calling there. Yeah, you want to take a strike, but with it raining like this, that ball went right through Craig Myers' hands over the middle of the field. You can't turn this football over. You also only took about 4 seconds off the clock. You don't want to give an offense like Utah State the ball back with any sort of time on the clock, because they just proved they can score quickly.
So keep it on the ground now. Kinsey on the left side, and he's tripped up, gets to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short. Leon makes the stop, 53 seconds. Gary Anderson has those 2 timeouts. If you get the stop on 3rd down, you would think that's automatically a defensive timeout for the Aggies. Rams can bring it down to close to 20 seconds.
You have to wonder if the weather's a factor here, but I'm a little surprised that Gary Anderson didn't call those timeouts. He knows he gets the ball back to start the second half, but if you had called a timeout with 44 seconds, that's like 4 minutes of this offense. Both staffs electing to be a little conservative here, maybe too conservative due to the weather.
So the Rams take it all the way down. O'Brien hands Kinsey on the outside. Kinsey stop. Now you use the timeout. But it's 9 seconds. Yeah. Gary Anderson tossing down the headset because a few seconds ticked off before the timeout was granted.
I got to tell you, partner, this Aggie defense has been outstanding in their front 7. Nalei and those boys up front getting after the quarterback, unblocked defensive ends coming. And even Troy Leffridge, the safety, coming up. Colorado State struggled last week on 3rd down, 33% here in the first half. This has been a critical matchup in situational football that the Aggies have dominated tonight.
On 3rd and 7, O'Brien on the roll. Pressure picked up, leaves it low and incomplete, intended for E.J. Scott. So 4th down, and the kicking unit now finally is going to come out. That was O'Brien came off, but here comes Camper. So in the rain, Camper missed from 51. This is 45.
They don't make it easy on them, do they? Kicking a 45er and a 51-yarder in the rain.
They just get it snapped, and Camper's 45-yarder is easily good. Good-looking kick from the freshman from Pueblo, Colorado. And we are even again at 24 off the takeaway. 3 more for the Rams.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy, by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, and by Chick-fil-A's new mac and cheese. It's both cheesy and crispy on top. Need we say more?
Josh Allen, Wyoming, Derek Carr, Fresno State, and when TCU was in the Mountain West Conference, Andy Dalton and Jordan Love, who was projected as a first-round draft pick after his junior year if he chooses to come out. But this has not been Jordan Love's best performance with 2 INTs tonight. And ATU said, you know, the NFL scouts, one thing they always evaluate is how are you playing and how do you respond when adversity happens. And a pick 6 and now another INT to begin the second half. This is clearly not the perfectly clean Jordan Love night that many expected. Their catch again from just inside the 30.
Well, a quarterback has to be at his best when his best is needed, and that takes poise. When you look at Jordan Love, he's got that prototypical NFL size, a silky smooth release. Doesn't even look like he's throwing it hard because he's got a tremendously strong arm. But under pressure, his accuracy drops significantly. Only 33% through the games coming into tonight. And decision making, that's it. A lot of quick games, so he's got high percentage passing, but both those out route balls died on him, giving the DB enough time to react, undercut it, and intercept it. You cannot get away with that in the Mountain West, let alone in the NFL.
Bright on the ground on first down. Good push. One of the best of the night for the Aggies between the tackles, and Bright gets 8. Bates on the stop.
If I'm Utah State, I'm doing a lot of this. I'm getting my quarterback settled down. I'd also like to see my quarterback's legs get used. Love a couple times carrying it, picking up 10 yards on each.
Bright. Enough for the first down. Jamal Hicks, the senior free safety, on the stop, but moved the chains.
So many of these coaches are into statistics and analytics. We were talking to Mike Stanford, their offensive coordinator here. He said, hey, if we get that first down, we're scoring 75% of the time.
Bright breaks the tackle, and here goes Bright. Tripped up from behind, but he nearly took it all the way. Jackson gets him from behind after Bright trucked a Ram.
And this is where the Aggies are dangerous. You see the rain coming down. Remember, Bright fumbled earlier on, but now he's running with power, breaking through tackles. That's been an issue at times for the Rams. We hadn't seen it so far in this game. They've got to get that settled out. This is where the Aggies and Jordan Love can strike quickly.
Bright ran right over Keevan Bailey. Got a late substitution. Here's Devin Phillips is going to sub into the game. And Damian Dickens comes out for the Rams. Aggies substituted, so the Rams have a chance to substitute. 1st and 10. Love, pocket breaks down. Love heaves it downfield and incomplete. Flag is down. Hicks there in coverage. On rep. Pass interference on the defense.
That's a fair fight.
Pass interference, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty and an automatic. 1st down.
That's an easy call. Jamal Hicks, you see right there on the right side of your screen. This is a fair fight. Caleb Rep, the tight end. Safety on tight end. Rep fighting back for the ball. But you see Hicks just gets that right hand all in the grill of Rep right in front of the official. They're going to call that every time.
All in the grill. Such technical term. Love, hands, Bright, rolling through the Ram defense again. Inside the 20, and Bright tough running. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. 16 trips, only 6 touchdowns. That is frankly not good enough. They had 2 empty trips versus Wake Forest. Only loss of the year. Love pulls it, fakes the toss, and keeps it. Now he faced with Andre Neal, who had the pick 6, tackling Jordan Love here, but easily enough for a 1st down. Love using his legs again.
Great play call into a blitz from the wide side of the field. Nobody had contained there. Love made him pay.
Bright straight ahead. Bright inside the 5, pushing. It will be First and goal, Utah State.
Something is different with this Colorado State defense. They're softer, not nearly as physical on this drive as they were in the first half.
Bright takes it on first and goal. Stretching, he's short. Second and goal.
This is a critical possession for Colorado State. Remember, the coaches wanted to see them bow their neck and get some stops. And for Utah State, it's about finishing drives. 0 for 1 so far on touchdowns in the red zone. Kicked the field goal. They desperately want to punch this in.
Fumble, loose football, and it's taken away. Neal's on top. He had the pick six, and now he has a red zone takeaway. And Utah State with another empty trip on the 4th turnover of the night by Utah State.
Coach Sanford can't be happy, and that's exactly what Colorado State wanted to do. Coming up, taking advantage of, once again, a critical miscue by Utah State. Gives some life to Colorado State. The Rams in here at Cass Valley trying to get paid.
In what is turning into a sloppy night for the Utah State Aggies. They are locked in a 24-all tie in AT. That looks like it's on the QB.
100% on the QB. Mike Sanford, the coordinator, is going to be mad at him. He took his eyes off the ball just before it hit his hands, trying to read the defensive end, possibly keeping the football there. Instead, it's a turnover. And take a look at Colorado State. They were in the huddle dancing. Mike Sanford's up there trying to take a drink to figure out what he's going to do to get his quarterback settled down.
And meanwhile, for Colorado State, Patrick O'Brien is just 1 for his last 8 passing.
Important that the Rams get a first down here. If they punt without getting a first down.
Kinsey positive gain on first down. Woodward on the stop.
It's really hard that opposing team ends up getting extremely good field position and scores a very high percentage of the time. So that first down run there by Kinsey, among the best we've seen tonight.
Gain of 8. Kinsey, who was a question mark with a separated shoulder.
A lot of bodies in the box there for the Aggies.
Kinsey stopped short. It'll be 3rd and short. Tae on the stop. And as you said, AT, this becomes a really big 3rd and 1. Field position, momentum, all of it.
100%. Utah State's defense has been there to bail out their offense. Colorado State's defense has been there, but the offense has struggled to take advantage of some of these great opportunities. Man, when you're trying to turn your season around and you're 1 and 3, a 3rd and inches, you've got to find a way to pick that up.
O'Brien under center. Kinsey behind him.
Sneak it left.
They hand it right, but a flag is down. They had Wright full start right on the sweep.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 16, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Tight end Cameron Butler. It's crucial. Yeah, you're on the road. I think he's here. Yeah, you have 2 men in motion at the same time. Just some confusion there. It's rainy here, but there's a crowd, and they're on the road. But you got to find a way to execute that, man.
I mean, that's no matter who you're pulling for, it's almost heartbreaking when you see that. So now 3rd and 6. Right top of the screen in the slot, in tight. O'Brien pressured at the goal line, slips away. And now O'Brien rolling. He's going to heave it downfield and incomplete. It was intended for Cameron Butler, who had the false start. Haney there in coverage. Butler had a chance, but the Lei nearly had him at the goal line.
Nalei off the outside edge dominated the right tackle, Barry Wesley there. O'Brien doing a great job of escaping it with the left of your screen. That should have been a hold that they got away with. And maybe that cancels out, which was a lot of contact on the comeback there as they threw it away.
Stonehouse to punt from his own end zone. Aggies coming after it again. Stonehouse on the roll, gets it away. End over end, that's a break that it stays in bounds, because that Going just a couple of yards more would have been on the plus side. Instead, Aggies trying to bounce back. All of a sudden, a tight one. Friday night, 10 Eastern, CBS Sports Network is back on the gridiron for more Mountain West action as the San Jose State Spartans battle the New Mexico Lobos on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. In this Mountain West Conference matchup, the Aggies turnovers. I mean, this is an amazing turnaround for Colorado State with the takeaways.
It's unbelievable. We were talking about Hawaii being -12 and finding ways to win. If Utah State finds a way to win this game with as careless as they've been with the football, it's going to be amazing. But credit the Rams for causing those miscues and taking advantage of them. The offense just can't capitalize. But Carter, take a look at that. Their first game with 4 takeaways since 2017 against Oregon State. Who might have been the head coach there?
That was Gary Anderson's Oregon State team, a week 0 loss as Colorado State opened up its new stadium. And now 4 takeaways in this game. Love pulls it. Love takes a big pop. Yeah, that was Logan Stewart. Manny Jones in there as well with a big blow on Love. You go back to last year, only 12 takeaways. 16 games, 14 takeaways for Colorado State, and then 4 tonight. That's quite a turn. Terrell shoved out again right in front of the herd. The vocal Utah State student section trying to lobby for a flag.
Vocal and loyal. It's coming down pretty good.
That's right.
And these guys been in the game the entire time.
And women.
Guys generally neutral gender.
Jordan Love on 3rd and 4. Bright's going to take it straight ahead. Bright keeps it rolling. Not for the first down. Hubbard couldn't bring him down.
That time they were in the searchlight or Stonehenge radar scenario where none of the defensive linemen are down. You give up pad leverage when you do it, and Bright runs through a couple arm tackles and moves the sticks.
Bright's going to take it again. He is dropped. Boy, Cameron Carter, the sophomore from Tucker, Georgia. Tough tackle.
Sure was. Bright had that leg a little bit up underneath him.
He is Cam, the Ram.
I'm telling you what, these backs run with some power. Bright's more of a scat back build, but he can be a thumper too.
Love pumps, tosses on 2nd down. It is incomplete. Intended for Scarver. A lot of contact downfield. No flags. That was Crossley in coverage. 3rd and 11 coming.
Been a couple times in general for most of the games. They have a couple big plays that the Rams have played pretty tight coverage. They've given up some big ones. They've also forced Jordan Love to pull the football down and disrupted some timing.
Now the rain has clearly loosened the grip of the Aggie offense. It has rolled to 48 points per game, over 560 yards coming in. Love pressured, has to get rid of it. He's hit from behind as he throws. It's incomplete. Bomback lays a pretty good lick on Jordan Love. Punting unit comes out.
Bomback just beats the left tackle, applies some pressure there late, and again, pretty good tight coverage. Love forced to throw the football, and that's a great response by the Rams defense. After their offense couldn't convert the first down, they didn't give up but 1 first down there, and they're going to get this ball back, keeping the Aggies out of the end zone.
Callister took over punting tonight, had his first block. Fair catch called for, boy, that's Wright, who has to make a nice play to even hang on to that one in the rain. Tied 24 still. You're watching Mountain West football on CBS Sports Network. 24-all between Colorado State and Utah State. Take a look at our Nissan Heisman watch. I mean, Jalen Hurts' numbers right now are ridiculous for the Sooners.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He did throw an interception today.
Okay.
Along with 3 touchdowns. Coming into this game, he had 3 more incompletions, 12, than he had touchdowns, total 9. The guy has been masterful. I'm thinking about entering the transfer portal, going to play for Lincoln Riley so I can win the dang Heisman.
Well, his competition, Tua Tagovailoa, is that, I mean, other notables, but I think right now, those are your 2 front runners, formerly teammates, obviously, with the Tide. Kinsey, first down, nothing there. Let's check in with Jenny Dell.
Utah State is going to be without one of their star running backs and Jalen Warren for the rest of the game. It looked like he went down right before halftime. He just came out wearing street clothes, and he is out with a shoulder injury, guys. Major loss for the Aggies tonight, and potentially moving forward, because he had been terrific for Utah State.
Outstanding. The featured back, the chance to be special. I hope the young man's okay, because he's a big part of this offense.
2nd and 10. O'Brien incomplete. Misfire, left it high, intended for Trey McBride. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, something didn't look right on that play. He double pumped it as well. It's coming down pretty good. So grip and ball security certainly an issue. Utah State has only rushed 4 on several 3rd downs and able to get home. It's critical that the offensive line stays square, pass off the stunts, and that O'Brien find the open receivers. Everybody's got to work in unison here. You get stuffed on 1st down, incompletion on 2nd down, you bring up 3rd and long, you got to find a way to get this done.
Well, Mike Bobo said it's going to rain good. I want it nasty. Well, here it is. O'Brien and the Rams trying to play through it as well. On 3rd and 10, quick hitter to the outside, into the hands of Wright on the screen. Wright gets a few, but nothing more. So the Rams go 3 and out. Jacoby Wildman there on the stop on Wright to force the punt.
Great job of reading and reacting that time by Utah State's defense. They triggered right away, expecting pressure. They run a quick screen. The tackle got out there a little bit late, forced the back to change direction, and the Rams punt again.
So Nathan right now is standing on the plus side of the 50. He'll back up a bit. Aggies have come close. Blocking Ryan Stonehouse, the 2nd team All-America punter last year. Stonehouse gets it away. Good punt. That is a great punt. It goes out of bounds right around the 40-yard line, but Stonehouse unleashes a good one. 42 yards, but in the rain, all that. Our Geico difference makers, Gerald Wright, after the fumble in the 1st quarter, he's had to bounce back and carry the load after Jalen Warren has been out with that shoulder injury. 100 yards, but the Ram defense stepping up majorly tonight.
Came into the game with only 2 turnovers in 4 games. They've had 4 tonight, 2 interceptions, one of which was a pick 6, a fumble recovery, a sack. And don't forget what they've done on the punt block team. They were able to eat a little bit there as well. They're giving themselves some chances. This 2nd half is going to be about these teams managing the miscues
and handling the wet. I mean, say rain, but it is clearly, well, with temperatures in the 30s right now, it's snow as well. On the outside, huge hit. Andre Neal playmaking all night, drops Jordan Nathan for a loss on 1st down.
Neal is playing tremendously tonight. Great instincts, read it right away. To make a play like that, that comes from film study and being a baller.
Love gonna pull it on 2nd and 12. Blocker on the edge, wrestled down. Carter makes the stop. Had Rep blocking for him.
Love's legs are just good enough to make the defense respect it. The zone reads when you blitz from the field. He can keep it, pull it, take it to the house. His ability to read the defense after the snap in certain situations is impressive.
Snap issues the last couple of games for the Aggies. Wet football at the turnover in the red zone when Love dropped it on the snap. All of that factors in for the final quarter plus 5:20 of this football game.
Man coverage again.
3rd and 6, pressure. Love picks it up, fires, incomplete. Intended for Devin Tompkins downfield. No flag coming. 4th down. And the punt unit comes out for the Aggies.
Ball just a little bit off. That's one of the things that Love does well, is has that nice deep ball touch. 3 types of passes. The touch passes, the frozen ropes, and the firm arc with touch. That's what that was. It was just a little off target.
Wright calls for the fair catch.
That should have been, yeah, kick catch interference.
Although Wright handles it. Looked like Rep was down there and gave him a little bump. Jordan Love on up and down night.
He's throwing some dimes. We saw him hit Devin Tompkins, but then this ball to Neal, the pick six, the first interception of the year for the Rams. But then he comes back and hits Caleb Rep, his tight end, for a touchdown. But then again, another outbreaking route allows the DB to undercut it. His arm strength, throwing those outs, those deep outs from the far hash, that's kind of the gold standard of arm strength. He's made that look effortless, but that's not been the case tonight.
Plus the fumble in the red zone. So O'Brien, who struggled in the rain as well, he's going to take a shot here downfield, and it is caught at the 50-yard line. E.J. Scott loses the football. Aggies get it back. Rams hit a big one in the pass game, and then Scott fumbles it away. Dalton Baker gets the fumble recovery. The first Ram turnover in the rain.
This is a defense that led the country in takeaways a year ago with 32. Haney gets beat, but he doesn't give up on the play. That right hand, he's trying to get it in there, and he rips it out. That's tremendous concentration and effort to finish the play after a big game. Haney ain't having it.
Just the second fumble recovery this year for the Utah State defense. After you mentioned they were tremendous last year. So give it back to Jordan Love and the Aggie offense near midfield. Bright takes it, tries to bounce it back. Hicks there on the stop. Now Hicks is slow getting up.
Managing miscues. There's some hitting going on down now. I love games like this, man. This is all about trench play. It's reestablishing the line of scrimmage, and so far Utah State's winning that matchup.
Bright finds a hole, and Bright wrestled down at the 35-yard line. Bright breaks it for 15 yards. Cameron makes the stop. Aggies starting to roll.
Yeah, they are. That's the gap scheme. Down, down, pull around. Now they're going to substitute.
Riley Burt comes in at running back. Jalen Warren out, as Jenny told you. So it's Gerald Bright and Riley Burt. He's the grad transfer from BYU at running back now. Bright has it and has nothing, as Max McDonald makes the stop. Junior from Fort Collins, Rocky Mountain High School.
This offensive line for Utah State starting to take over. They're a young group, 4 new starters, but really coming along.
Love, fake it. Pressured. Love steps up and delivers to the goal line. Tipped and incomplete. Scarver, a tremendous throw on the run off of 1 foot by Jordan Love, but off of Scarver's hands.
You see this on tape over and over again. Buying time, but look at that. To your point, throwing off 1 foot, doesn't even really come through. That's pure arm strength, and 9 times out of 10 he hits that pass.
That's off the right foot.
Jeez.
I mean, flicks it. You can see why. I mean, you can see why there's 11 NFL scouts here tonight to check in on Jordan Love. Even when he's not playing his best game, the talent is abundant.
It's crazy. He's got all the traits that make scouts. Well, there's 5 quarterbacks in the country that could have probably made that throw.
And now 3rd and 10. Riley Burt takes it. Burt gets to the 31. That's it. 4th down in the rain. Jones on the stop. Love and the offense staying on the field. And now they will come off, and it is Eberle and the kicking unit on. So 47, 48 yards here for Dominic Eberle in the rain to take the lead.
At this point in the game, I think this is the right call. It's a straight-on kick. You want to finish the drive in the way that you guys been playing with some positivity, especially with the way your defense is playing. Get some points and go line up and play again.
Good hold. 48-yard kick is good. Aaron Dalton gets the hold down, and Eberle boots it through to give Utah State the lead with 2:57 in the 3rd. The 50th made field goal of Dominic Eberle's Aggie career.
It's incredibly difficult to do that with the exchange, the hold, the follow-through. In this weather, man, it is coming down sideways. The game started with a little bit of sprinkles after raining all day. It's been disgusting here in the second half. Utah State finding a way to manage it, but there is no quitting this Rams team. They've been so close all season long, Carter. Going into the second halves, they were literally 2 yards short a week ago against Toledo. This Ram team, tears in the locker room after. There's a lot of fight and a lot of want to. They've simply got to find a way to execute here a little bit better.
Eberle to kick it off. He had one of the all-time great kicking games in NCAA history. 24 points versus New Mexico State. 3 times he hit from 51 yards. Exactly 51 3 times. Tied the NCAA record. And now Eberle gives Utah State the lead. That is a fair catch, so Colorado State will have it at the 25-yard line. Take a look at the second half possessions for Colorado State. And
fair catch, ball we place at the 25-yard line.
Thank you.
That's not good. That doesn't meet your objective of controlling the line of scrimmage and playing keep away. And you can't afford to punt and then fumble the ball away after a nice big gain. Again, managing miscues here in the second half going to be critical. The Rams have been so close. They've got to find a way to execute.
That field goal was on the short drive after the INT to begin the half. Patrick O'Brien, who took over when Colin Hill went down with his 3rd left knee injury. Handing off to Marvin Kinsey. Tough running for Kinsey. Gain of 11 on first down. Bond and Anderson make the stop.
Kinsey likes to bounce those inside zone reads. He draws the linebackers coming downhill and then takes it outside once he sees the end crash inside.
O'Brien fake it, toss it incomplete. It was barely a forward pass, but it was. Craig Myers on the screen, and that's a drop on the edge.
That's a weather-related errant pass there by O'Brien. You see he's got his hands in his hand warmer there, trying to keep them both warm and dry. That's the second pass definitively that I've seen where the weather was a factor. Too many 2nd and 10s.
On the sweep, Dante Wright dropped. Troy Leffridge again. Dropping Dante Wright. He was reading the sweep all the way.
This defense is defending the perimeter extremely well. Leffridge has just been a baller tonight, man. Look at the tackling there in the rain. Triggers right away, reads it. And another tackle for loss for this defense that has been masterful tonight.
7 tackles for loss, 10 tackles in the game for Troy Leffridge.
That's winning football.
3rd and long. Flags down. Oh, and O'Brien tackled down. Flags whistling. We'll see if there's additional flags coming, because play was whistled dead. Contact comes after the whistle. Malai brings down O'Brien.
Malai got a jump. I don't know if it was offsides or a false start, but he didn't hear the whistle and kept going. Pulled up at the very end.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's the left tackle, TJ Storment. That was a matchup coming into this game, him against Tipa Nalei. Here he is here. He knows he's got a speed rusher there, so he wants to get a little bit of a jump, plus the crowd noise was there. Nalei gets around the corner anyway.
Low snap handled, 3rd and long. O'Brien zips it complete. Good tackle on the edge. It was McBride who made the stop, and then Haney, he may have borne the brunt of that hit on the tight end McBride. These Aggie corners are tough tacklers, both Williams and Haney.
Yeah, they are, because McBride's not a small load of laundry. But to your point, man, these guys have been tackling extremely well. Nowhere to throw the ball. How many times have we seen O'Brien have to pull the ball down? The passing game's all about rhythm and timing and that chemistry, and it's been off all night because of Utah State across the board.
Stonehouse.
Boom.
That's another good one away. We'll see if they can get it, and they do. Inside the 10. What a punt. Perfect punt from Ryan Stonehouse, the junior from Laverne, California. Modern day.
That's teaching tape right there. Clip that one and put it on your clinic reel in the offseason.
57-yard punt from Ryan Stonehouse.
That flips the field for you and increases the chances significantly of your defense finding a way to stop this high-powered offense. And if I'm Utah State, it's pretty clear I want to feed Gerald Bright, because the interception and the fumble, then back-to-back punts ain't going to win you this ball game. Let TJ Woods' offensive line, the guy that came with Mike Sanford, was with him at Western Kentucky. He's got a lot of new faces up there. We'll put it on their shoulders.
Jamal Hicks is back in the game for Colorado State. Boost for the Rams. He left on the last series. Bright gets the handoff, and again for the Aggies, Jalen Warren, who's their leading rusher, averaging 7 yards a carry coming in, and only 3 carries tonight. He's out of the game, shoulder injury. So Bright and Riley Burt, running backs available for Utah State. And Bright on 2nd and 7. Gets a couple more in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Jackson on the tackle.
Utah State doing exactly what Colorado State's doing, having 2 tight ends on the field, trying to play big boy football, but it makes the running lane smaller because there's more bodies in those areas. Utah State was having success when they spread the box out and were getting the Rams in split safety looks. They were dividing the defense. They got to find a way to get back to that.
So the Aggies will take a 3-point lead to the 4th. An unexpectedly tight game in the rain. Utah State, Colorado State going to the 4th. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. On a soggy night in Logan, let's see whose stats are stacked tonight. Brought to you by Pringles. I would say the Colorado State defense with 4 takeaways lead those stacked stats.
No doubt. They've given themselves some opportunities. Remember, Utah State was heavily favored in the game a year ago at mid-November. It ended up being a 5-point game. The Aggies won it 29-24. This is shaping up to be very, very similar to that contest a year ago.
Right, good push. First play, but he's not going to get there. First play of the 4th quarter, 3rd and 4, and looked like he got 3. Bates there on the stop.
This is the right move here. Your defense is playing outstanding, making it really difficult for Colorado State to move the football. But credit the Rams again, some early down success and being able to bow their neck on 3rd down, force the punt.
Feel very wet on this end. Already a punt block for Colorado State. This one away cleanly. Wright will make the grab inside the 50. Wright brings it across, and so the Rams will start in Aggie territory with Dante Wright bringing it back. And AT, you talked about how similar this game is, looking like the one last year that was a snowy game in Fort Collins that the Rams made close down to the wire. And now you get a rainy game with temperatures in the 30s and as Mike Bobo said, a nasty weather night. Just what Colorado State wanted to slow down the Aggies. They have taken advantage. Utah State has the lead, but the Rams have the football in a tight game in the 4th.
I think Bobo was expecting that Kinsey was going to have 246 rushing yards tonight like he did a week ago.
Only 57 so far. O'Brien, that's to the outside. E.J. Scott makes the grab. Williams on the stop. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, yeah, Carter, you were talking about the Colorado State team and the weather, and I asked Coach Bobo at half, I said, is the weather going to factor into this at all? And he laughed and he said, no, we love this. And as the guys were coming out of the locker room, they're like, this is nothing. It's much colder in Colorado.
Yeah, he's grown the beard for it as well.
Yeah, he's also rocking some gloves, Mr. Tough Guy.
Craig Myers in motion. Kinsey has it on the right side. Good cutback for Kinsey. Finds a seam to get it to the 40, make it 3rd and short. Woodward on the stop. Lehi as well.
Kinsey's a patient runner. Again, he likes to hit it up inside, almost like we saw with Chris Salt in Nevada with the pistol, where you draw the linebackers. They don't know where to read. They basically block themselves. Kinsey's athletic enough to get to the outside. 3rd down been a real problem for Colorado State tonight. This is almost a must-have down from them. But running the football has not been easy.
For the year, they're only 20% on 3rd down in the 4th quarter.
Now they're bunched up with a lot of bodies. Utah State has won this situation most of the night.
3rd and 1. Flag down again. This is a major issue if it's on the Rams. And
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 71, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Jeff Taylor.
second time you've had a false start on 3rd and 1 in the second half.
You can't do it. You understand that you're on the road. It's the right guard here. But they had this problem a week ago at home against Toledo. 5 of the 8 offensive penalties were on the offensive line. False starts when you're in your home track.
So from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. And now you go 4 wide.
Aggies showing pressure here. Drop 8.
O'Brien finds Kinsey in the open field, makes a miss, has a first down. Converting on 3rd and 6, Kinsey.
At some point, you got to rely on your players. He jukes Haney, who we've seen make some great tackles tonight, puts his foot in the ground. As wet as it is, offensive players have an advantage because they know when they're going to cut. Kinsey doesn't mess around, punctures the defense, gets north and south, and makes up for the false start on 3rd and 1, as you mentioned.
3 straight completions after the struggles for O'Brien. Kinsey lost the football. It's loose, and the Aggies have it. Kinsey fumbles Utah State. Second takeaway of the second half for the Aggie D.
That might have been David Woodward.
Leia comes out of the pile with the football. It's clearly Utah State. It was Woodward who knocked it free. And Kinsey gives it up. Utah State had only 1 fumble recovery prior to tonight, and now a pair of them against the Rams. Buckets of rain here in Logan, Utah. Aggies lead it by 3. Fumble by Kinsey. Well, Gerald Bright has fumbled it a couple of times, but pound for pound brought to you by Rogue Fitness. It's not the negative. It's what Gerald Bright has done carrying the load, especially with Jalen Moore out of the game.
Well, look at you, Mr. Positivity.
Yeah, right.
I love it, man. This kid has been running hard, and in my opinion, has been the difference maker tonight. He's been running rogue through that Colorado State defense. 127 yards so far, 5.3 yards per carry. His longest run's been 15 yards, so it's not like he's padded his stats. He's earned every one of those buck 27.
You would say he's been a bright spot for... That's the appropriate response to that cheesy line.
Nerd alert.
Love flings it to the outside. That is Scarver who makes the grab and gets out of bounds. Well, the turnovers on both sides have been the major factors in getting us to a 27-24 game in a rainy 4th quarter. Love to the outside again. That's Nathan who has the grab and has enough for a first down. Owens shoves him out. No, Let's see. Was he marked? Yeah, you're right. Short. I thought Nathan had it, but clearly did not.
It was a great opportunity for Colorado State. Remember, center quarterback exchanges have been a problem.
Right, now it's first down. Wright gets to the 45.
He's just running through dudes' arm tackles, man. Daquan Jackson, the inside linebacker there, number 5, met him basically at the line of scrimmage. And Bright ran through him like he wasn't even there. Jackson's a pretty good run-stuffing linebacker, too.
From the 45, Bright again. Good push. Now Bright is carrying the football and carrying the Aggies here in the 4th.
This is how you ice games. You get into your 4-minute offense and you control the line of scrimmage.
Kenzie had the fumble to give it back to the Aggies. Flag is down. False start on the offense.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Second and 7. Love pulls it, and Love easily has a first down. Didn't shy away from the contact either. Stewart shoves him out, but that's a gain of 11 for Jordan Love.
Defensive end just crashes down. Love pulls the ball, and the quarterback read. That's the 4th time tonight we've seen it keep it. He only came into this game, Carter, with 9 runs. They hadn't dialed up his legs, but he's been really effective tonight.
And now Bright. Well, he's dropped. That's Stewart who comes up to make the tackle on Gerald Bright. And Bright's going to have to come out. So he slowly comes out. Riley Burt have to relieve him. Oof. That's a tough tumble.
Yeah, it is.
We've already lost Jalen Warren. Love in the pocket. Heaves it. It is incomplete. Tompkins nearly had to grab for another Utah State touchdown.
Talking with Mike Sanford, he said we have to beat man-to-man coverage. The way that you do that is to isolate or cross the receivers. That time Devin Tompkins had a step and was just outside his outstretched hands. Missed opportunity there.
Going for the home run ball, nearly the 3rd touchdown pass for Jordan Love to go with the 2 INTs.
Great part of the field to do it. We've seen him hit one of those on that same route early on in the 1st quarter.
Love hit as he throws, releases, incomplete. He took a huge pop from Cameron Carter, and it forces 4th down. They'll have to punt again.
Great rush by Carter, beats the back, steps over him. The guard tries to come back over and still gets to Love, puts him on the ground to force the errant throw. Both these teams are battling, man. This is a fun watch.
I mean, this is a Ram defense that have been giving up 40 points per game. Only 7 teams worse statistically, defensively than these Rams, but they have played tough tonight. Forcing another punt. Wright calls for the fair catch. It'll bounce inside the 5. And scooped up there. It's down by Devin Tompkins. So Tompkins and the Aggies pin him back. Perfect 34-yard punt. Gerald Bright, who came out for Utah State on the bike right now. They will need those legs in the 4th. Let's revisit Taylor Tracks.
Well, the Rams offensively tried to play keep away, but it's been pretty balanced in terms of time of possession, limiting big plays, 2 touchdowns, 4 of which were over 30 yards. Utah State offensively 7 punts and 4 turnovers. That is not finishing drives, and even in the red zone they've been 1 for 2 with only a field goal, so their woes continue there. And winning on 3rd down, 4 for 14, they are getting that done. This game's going to go right down to the wire. Both teams are competing off script. The weather's certainly been a factor, the delay, but neither team seems to want to throw in the towel.
Boy, do I love that Taylor Tracks every time we see it.
I got my hand up on my hip.
There's Kenzie, who had the fumble. Aggies trying to rip it from him again, and they take it away. Touchdown! David Woodward wants it more. Right out of the hands of Marvin Kinsey Jr. Back-to-back fumbles by the senior running back for the Rams, and this one turns directly into 6.
And that's back-to-back plays by David Woodward, forcing fumbles. This time capitalizing on it in a big, big way. That could be the play that the Aggies needed.
PAT is good on the last 4 Ram drives, 3 fumbles. This one into the hands of Woodward, into the end zone. Touchdown Aggies in the 4th.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Werner. Step up your game with Werner Ladder. By Rogue. Don't weaken. And by Pringles. Stack flavors. Make new ones.
On a rainy night in Utah, we were delayed half an hour because of lightning, and this the 7th turnover of the game.
When I saw this live, I wondered if it were a late whistle. It seemed like his forward momentum got stopped. The officials are making him play. Clearly, he's frustrated. I like the call by Bobo to get Kinsey back into it, show you have some confidence. But to your point, Carter, old David Woodward and Utah State on that series wanted it more.
Everly's kickoff touchback. Let's check in with Brent in New York.
Carter, Aaron, about 80 miles south of you guys. Tyler Huntley hooks up with Samson Nakua, 52-yard touchdown strike. Utah leads Washington State 14-10 in the 2nd.
Yes, indeed, here in the Beehive State. We're just northeast of Salt Lake City in Logan, Utah, where the rain is still falling. McElroy's in the backfield right now for Colorado State. So after Kinsey's back-to-back fumbles, he's on the bench right now. O'Brien, deep shot, and it is incomplete. Good pop from Leffridge, right the intended receiver.
That ball was severely underthrown, but still had a chance. We've seen Wright drop a couple balls tonight. Utah State's receivers have come down with those when they've had those opportunities, but it was there. Wright turns around, adjusts to the football. There was contact, it looked like, with the right hand of Leffridge grabbing the arm of Wright. Maybe got away with a little bit of pass interference there. Nonetheless, it's 2nd and 10.
Handoff, McElroy. Very little there on 2nd down. Dalton Baker, who had one of the fumble recoveries for the Aggies, and now you're in 3rd and 9.
To win on the line of scrimmage as a defensive line, you got to disengage. Great job that time by the front 4 of the Aggies. And another 3rd and long situation. They've won the first 2 downs of this series. Can they get home and get pressure with 3?
O'Brien, time to throw to the sticks. Looked like caught out of bounds.
Blanket coverage again. The Aggies, when needed, have really limited the windows for Patrick O'Brien to throw the football. O'Brien's having to hold at that time. Utah State only ran 3, but these are very late, slow breaking routes. And when that's the case, you're going to end up doing what you're doing here.
3 and out for the Rams. 5th 3 and out. Stonehouse punting for the 8th time.
It's their biggest offensive weapon.
Yeah, Nathan backing up. It hits. It will go out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. But another good punt by Stonehouse. So Aggie football with a 10-point lead in the 4th. Both defenses had struggled getting takeaways this season until tonight. 7 total takeaways. That pick six, the first INT of the year for Colorado State. Then Bailey got another one. Love fumble, and that was Neal who hopped on top of that one. And then it was Colorado State's turn to start fumbling the football. 3 of 4 possessions in the second half, including back-to-back by Kinsey. And Woodward took one of those into the end zone. And that's been the biggest change in the game. The Aggies stop turning it over. The Rams start turning it over. And 3 fumbles lost for the Rams all in the second half. First time in Mountain West Conference play since 2012. Kenzie's on the bench for the Rams. Didn't come out for the last series. Bright in the game for the Aggies. Bright takes it. 1st and 10. Bright slips across the 30. Good push again from the Aggies. Let's check in with Jenny Dell.
Well, you see Bright out there, and all night long he really has been on the sideline stretching out his legs. I spoke with a trainer, and he hasn't actually been in the training tent whatsoever. It seems like he just tweaked something. So he's out here on the sideline stretching things out, but good enough to play, guys.
And Jenny, we have another injury for you to check on because Tron Folsom is down right now for Colorado State. The grad transfer from Troy.
Pretty versatile player. They'll ask him to cover out on the slot. You see his height and weight there. 6'2", 209 pounds. Typical will or weak side linebacker that John Jancic asked to help stop the run and cover the slot receivers.
Folsom will need help getting back to the Colorado State bench. You can see the trainers checking out the right knee.
He's been active tonight. 7 tackles. One of 4 players on this defense with 7. Of course, Manny Jones, who was Emmanuel last year. This year he's Manny. But you hope that Folsom is going to be okay there, getting assisted off. These guys have been playing hard, man. It's been a physical football game. It's been chippy at times, but to these teams' credit, they're playing the game the way it should be. Fast, physical, and clean for the most part. But again, tonight's been all about managing miscues.
153 rushing yards tonight, and because Jalen Warren went out early with the shoulder injury, Gerald Bright has been asked to tote it for the Aggies. Solid numbers. He was averaging 5 yards a carry coming in.
Yeah, he was the expected starter. It was really the emergence of Jalen Warren that when he beat Bright out and he started getting the bulk of the carries, a lot of people were surprised. So this is not anything new for Gerald Bright. He's ripped off 5 yards a carry his almost entire career.
Aggies taking some time off prior to 2nd and 2. Bright, Hicks stands him up and pushes him back. Jones helps out there on the stop. Carter in there as well. 3rd down coming up.
This is a strength on strength, this situation, and we saw Colorado State win it last time. Their defense in 3rd and short found a way to get themselves up off the field. What is going to happen here?
Utah State with a 10-point lead in the 4th. They're not exactly bleeding the clock, but they're clearly shifting out of the light speed mode.
Yeah, this is their version of the 4-minute. It's a little over 7 minutes left. Get to their check with me package.
3rd and 2. Bright has it. Bright pushes, and he has the first down to the 35-yard line. Bright with another good push. Tell you what, the offensive line has been solid tonight for the Aggies.
They've been fantastic. So many new starters, but TJ Woods' group has done an outstanding job and really been the difference. And you combine that with Gerald Wright, who's recovered after the fumble early on in the 1st quarter. That's how you win ball games. Again with the check with me package. Shifting over, going forward to the right side. Let's go 4 wide receivers to the left side.
Winding the play clock down. Bright has it. Hitting the backfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Bates there on the stop. No gain.
Nice job by Bates that time, using his hands and setting the edge. Beating the left tackle, Alfred Edwards. And there's a look at TJ Woods there. Was with Mike Sanford at Western Kentucky. Utah State, man, you watch these guys on tape, they play physical. There's a lot of new faces there. They've had some snap issues, but when they've needed to get things done and protect their quarterback, only 3 sacks on the year so far, one of which was tonight, 2 in the first 4 games. Been pretty impressive.
Love lets it fly. It is tipped and incomplete, intended for Tompkins again. Marshawn Cameron knocks it away. Transfer from Northern Colorado.
Cameron just punches that right hand at the right time. That was beautiful timing to disengage the ball from the receiver at the highest point.
Forcing 3rd and 10. So the Aggies trying to run clock, get first downs, and now you're in 3rd and 10, and critical here for the Rams. Down 2 scores, 5:37.
You got to get pressure. Don't give Jordan Love time to throw the football.
And here comes the pressure. Screen. Aggies running into that pressure. Stepping up to make the stop. Logan Stewart forcing 4th down.
Great open field tackle by Stewart. That's the perfect call for that defense. They brought 6 and they were able to get the football in behind it. The 3-7 comes up, makes a great tackle. Now Utah State considering going for it here.
Now Love is coming out. I think maybe you're just going to wind it down and take the penalty here.
Right.
Maybe, well, I mean, the punt unit comes out with 15 seconds. So going to have to get it away in a hurry. Or maybe you don't take the penalty and it was just slow getting out there. So
if they had to win for it, I might have cursed on TV.
I don't want that to happen. Fair catch at the 15-yard line from Dante Wright. So 4:48 now or never for Colorado State. If you're going to pull off the upset late, I mean, they have fought. This was supposed to be the Aggies rolling, but the rain has been a factor from the get-go. We were delayed 30 minutes because of lightning. 7 turnovers in the game, but Patrick O'Brien filling in for the injured Colin Hill has a chance to rally the Rams late.
Yeah, and who's not out on the field is Marvin Kinsey. Marcus McElroy, number 32, more of a straight line, inline runner. But scoring quickly is what they need to do down 10 on the road. The Rams want to win this. They're going to have to do something they haven't done for 3.5 quarters.
O'Brien bobbled but caught. Dante Wright has 11 on first down. Woodward makes the stop.
And for Utah State, you want to bend but don't break. Keep everything in front of you. You cannot give a cheap, easy score here. If you're going to let the Rams score, make them earn it.
McElroy hitting the backfield, slips away from Nalei, who makes another good push. Unga finishes it off, no gain.
This is Tipa Nalei's best game he's had maybe since he's been at Utah State. Certainly this season, the coaches were expecting and wanting to see him step up, to flash, to make difference-making plays just like he did there. He's been a factor in the pass game. He's been a factor in the run game, and that could prove to be a big difference.
O'Brien, room to run on 2nd down. Dances to the sideline, 3rd down.
This is 4-down territory. So your play calling here on 3rd and 7, you know you've got 2 shots. I don't think you want to run the ball in this situation. You've struggled to run the football all night long. When you're in a situation like this, it's about playmakers. Try to get the ball to Nate Craig Myers or Dante Wright. They've been the guys that when you've needed them to step up, they have. Now's a perfect time to see if they can do it again.
Third and 7. O'Brien rolling, pressured again, just has to dump it out of bounds. And so now here's your 4th and 7. More pressure in the backfield. Wildman and Nalei this time, and O'Brien's on the deck. 4th down, 3:22, 2 scores. I mean, just like I said before, 3rd down, have to go for it here.
Those are great coverage pressures on the back end. Nalei was able to get there. It was only 3 rushers, but there was nowhere for O'Brien to throw the football. Carter, there's no other way to say this. This is ball game. If you convert, you've got a chance if you're Colorado, albeit a slim one. If you don't, Aggies are going to win this one. Colorado State Rams before my Twitter blows up.
O'Brien on 4th and 7. Check down. McElroy dropped. Woodward gets the stop on 4th down. And the Aggies take over with 3:15. Closing in on 3-1, 2-0 in the Mountain West.
Credit the coverage on the back end. No place to deliver the football. He takes the only option he's got, which is McElroy. And Utah State knows that with that stop, this game is all but locked up.
Devin Anderson going Shawshank. So Love in the offense. No hurry now. Hang on to the football. No 8th turnover of the game.
They've done a nice job with the clock. Colorado State was a little bit sluggish on that last series. Just didn't seem to be on the same page and very decisive.
Bright trying to bounce it back. How about after contact? Bright sticking with it. He is, despite the 2 fumbles, Bright has been.
Colorado State scored their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
MVP for the Aggies tonight. Coming up next, join CBS Sports Network in the studio. Brent and Kevin break down all the matchups going on around the nation inside college football. 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Ole Miss went up on Alabama, the Tide's first time trailing this season, and then Tua just throws it into overdrive. Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa, incredible performances today, both.
That'll teach them.
Yeah.
It was like when Maryland got up 5-0 on Ohio State last week. And then they dropped, I think, 70 straight on them. In it for a bit.
2 timeouts left for the Rams. Bright on 2nd down, about a yard short of the line to gain.
He's running hard, man. The play before that, he ran through the tackle of Logan Stewart. That time he ran through the arms of Manny Jones, who hit him in the backfield.
Yeah, no timeout here from the Rams. Take one after 1st down, but not after 2nd down. You get the stop here on 3rd. You would have to need one. This is a chance for the Aggies to run 35 seconds or more off. And
yeah, we saw some interesting clock management early on by Utah State, calling a timeout and then not.
Now Bright, nearly a moot point now as Bright pushes the pile. 1st down Aggies. Clock stops temporarily on the 1st down with 2:17. Rams will have a couple more chances to stop it, but Utah State in control. Bright already a career high rushing tonight.
Next man up.
168 rushing yards for Bright.
And he earned those. His longest rush was 15 yards, meaning that almost every single one of those rushes were 6, 7, 4, 11, 3.
Aggies take it down to 1
Utah
second.
State has called their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So for the Aggies, there is a test next week, would you say, Aaron?
Man, going on the road to Baton Rouge, never going to be an easy opportunity. It'll be a good measuring stick to let them know where they're at. The good news is they've got a bye immediately after that before they get themselves back into conference play. With tonight's win, they'll be 2-0 before taking on a 3-1 Nevada team. Utah State's goal this year is to win this conference. Them, Air Force, Boise, probably all looking pretty good on this Mountain Division side. But the way the defense has played tonight, Carter, you couple that by cleaning up some of the miscues and bad weather from the offense. This Utah State team led by Jordan Love is legit. They are an absolute contender this year.
We will be here in November for the Boise State-Utah State matchup, and that looms large even as we're at this point in the season thinking about Mountain Division title. Well, the Aggies, even though Colorado State has 2 timeouts, going to be in the victory formation. Love takes a knee, meets a 10-point game. Rams can elect to use the timeouts.
Oh, they do.
Colorado State has called their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length. Clock operator, please set the game clock to 1:44, please.
Probably a better time to use them before you gain this first down, but
yeah, and this is about making a statement to this team. Hey, it's never over till it's over. We're going to fight and compete to the end. The bottom line, this team's going to be 1-4 and have been in every single one of those ball games. Now I'll say this, Bobo's team played with tremendous effort tonight. They weren't clean, they made mistakes, they didn't manage their miscues as well as Utah State did. But this team is close, and he wants to play this thing out to the end. But to your point, it's a moot point at this point. Let these people get home and get dry.
Headset still on for Gary Anderson, 2nd and 11. Now, here's interesting. Rather than victory formation after the Rams use a timeout, the Aggies go with spread, and officiating discussion here. David Alvarez and crew. Kenzie looks like he's ready for this long night.
2, please, 1:42. Thank you.
2 seconds. Okay.
Every second counts, Carter.
We'll see if the Aggies want to make a statement of their own here, up by 10. Take a knee on first down, but after the Rams use a timeout, Love in the shotgun, and he may get one more shot at the end zone.
They got leverage left.
Love is going to keep it, and Love inside the 20, sliding. They're running Jordan Love, and the Rams will use their final timeout.
Colorado State scored their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Never too late to tell you that tonight's Red Zone is brought to you by Verizon. Utah State. Now the Red Zone numbers have not been good for Utah State all year. 2 trips tonight, a field goal and a fumble. But touchdown is your goal in the Red Zone. Obviously, you want to be 75% touchdown, and the Aggies not close.
They've got to get that sorted out. They're an explosive offense. They score at a great clip. They've got tremendous athleticism on the edge. But yards don't matter. You got to convert. When you kick a field goal instead of getting a touchdown, you leave 4 points off the board. That's the same as missing a field goal and an extra point.
They're 35% touchdowns on the season right now, Red Zone. About half of where you want to be.
75% was always our goal. If we were 75%, we're among the best in the country. And you win a lot of ball games scoring 7 points when you're down inside.
Rams out of timeouts. Love's going to hand off right on the left side on 3rd and 7. He stood up. He got 4th down coming. Rams cannot stop it, so you're going to roll inside of a minute before you snap it on 4th down. So Colorado State may get the football back. The offense staying on the field. I mean, it would take a miracle right now for Colorado State. Less than a minute, 2 scores. Offense staying on the field right now, and if you're Utah State here, if you get 4 yards, it's officially ball game. And Anderson will let it run down prior to 4th down, and then his timeout.
Utah State has called their second time out of the half. 30 seconds.
Well, the fans who are staying to the bitter end of this one are certainly seeing this one to the end. So San Diego State is next. New Mexico for the Rams. And like you said, I mean, been in these ball games, the one win over Western Illinois. That Arkansas game was really tight going into the fourth, even though it ends up being 55-34.
And look what happens to them when they get into November. Air Force on the road at Wyoming at altitude, and then taking on a Boise State team a lot of people think are good enough to win this conference, myself included.
And potentially on to the New Year's Six. Have to be the conference champion, though, to get there.
How about Hank Bachmeier, their quarterback?
Yeah.
Is there a tougher young freshman signal caller in the country than that kid?
Bo Nix in that discussion as well.
Yeah, he's got moxie, man. The bigger the game, the bigger the moment, the slower his heartbeat.
4th and 3. Bright inside the 10, and the Aggies will go to 3-1, 2-0 in the Mountain West. No chance for the Rams to stop it now.
When you're in a ball game like this, it's about the offensive line taking over. TJ Scott's unit did a great job. And Dominic Aliafua, the center, right there with the key block. Just an excellent job after the errant snaps. When it mattered most, Utah State managed the miscues better. And it was ugly, but they got it done.
Another frustrating loss for Colorado State. The Rams are now 1-4.
They had their opportunities. This is a great learning experience for Coach Anderson's club. A lot of great teaching moments. Errors in critical moments. Turnovers. They're lucky to get the win tonight. Bottom line. And for Bobo, just keep chipping away, man. Chop wood and haul water.
And Ginny Dell is with Gerald Bright.
All right, Gerald, a career night for you. You can tell that you're not at 100% physically. What is it inside you that keeps you going?
Just to know my team. My guy Jalen Warren went down. Coach told me I had to be a war daddy, so.
Warden, that's exactly what you were here tonight, and also a great job by this defense. What'd you see in their play?
I love the defense. You know, they played with great intensity, and they did everything they were supposed to do for us to get this done.
Now 2-0 in conference play. What's the ceiling for this team?
Well, it's big time. You know, the expectation is to be Mountain West champs, and we're not going to stop till we get there.
Congratulations on a great win.
Ma'am, thank you.
War Daddy Gerald Bright. Oh, tough running when Warren went down. Bright stepped up, and the Aggies get to celebrate in the rain. 34-24 for Aaron Taylor, Ginny Dell, our entire crew. I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Aggies win it over the Rams. Now we send you to Britt Stover and Kevin Carter in our New York studio for Inside College Football.
Tremendous job, Carter, Aaron, and especially Jenny, braving the weather all night long. She's doing interviews while holding the umbrella as well, protecting the coach and herself at halftime. Good post-game stuff from Gerald Bright. Likeable young kid. 179 on the ground. Overall, they had 240 in a 10-point win on the ground.
Well, that's the biggest key of the game, is controlling the clock, running the football, and limiting turnovers in this ball game. That's what came up for them big in the end.
25 first downs to just 11 for Colorado State. We talked about Jordan Love. He's a guy you love. 17 of 33, 204, 2 touchdowns. And again, they are 3-1 now and begin Mountain West play at 2-0. Kevin and I are coming right back with a fresh 30-minute edition of Inside College Football right after this.